Hello and welcome to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and I talk about the Philippines mainly on this channel. There was some other countries before, but I think moving forward, I'm going to focus solely on the Philippines, what's happening there, the latest, and news mainly, or exciting things, whatever interests me. And I'm going to do these live streams regularly and release a video tomorrow morning about the edited version. So if you're joining me live, bear with me while I set up my stuff here. And then also feel free to say hello, where you're from, what do you do in the Philippines, why are you interested in it, all the good stuff. And then as we get more people joining here, I'll go ahead and what do you call it? Get started, right? So slowly but surely we'll get there. Do not worry. Let me turn on all my equipment to make sure I got everything going here. I got different setup over here. I'm gonna. Why? What? Huh? Why you do that to me, bro? I just had you all set up. So let's just record, huh? USB mode connecting to mass storage. Okay. Well, why you do that? Why? Something going on here. Hold on. I gotta get another. What do you call that? Whatever. I'll be back. Do you know where is my white core? The shit. I had this yesterday. Ah, it's right here. You gotta get this bad boy. All right. You wanna play? Let's play. Making my life difficult in front of everybody. I'm so upset, man. You can. Sometimes in life you just gotta go with the flow, you know? Turn on, bitch. Alright. Okay, now we're good. So, what we're talking about, the Philippines. So today we'll discuss just some questions that I saw on Facebook, which I think is interesting to talk about. Okay, let's just finish setting up here. I'll do this with you guys while people join. Expats, foreigners, bloggers. Okay, save this. Oh, I gotta change the thumbnail. Did I do that already? Yes, I did. Yeah, just bear with me. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people in here already. Okay. Let me just say hello then while we do this. I don't think they're lying. They might be retarded. Already coming out the gate. Shots fired at vloggers in the Philippines. Why not? So, um, let's see. Where was my Facebook? Come on, man. You know, one thing I hate about Facebook, like as soon as you leave the page, the whole thing refreshes, and good luck trying to find that post again. That's what happens usually. But it's okay. I'll find it. I will find it. I only want to find it so we can read some of the comments of what other people have to say. Um, Anyone experience this and that? RTV, Visa. Where's the? Yeah, that's what I mean. Once you see it, you're never gonna find it again. If you guys have the same problem with Facebook, let me know. Yeah, now I gotta go like try to remember exactly what the post said so I could try to do a search. I shouldn't have gone live so fast, huh? I figured you guys could wait with me while I set this up. Why not? We're gonna be here for like an hour or two, so I'm gonna. Hey guys, blah, ta, ta, ta. Really? Come on, man. Sort of God, man. Vloggers, accurate, accurate. Did I spell accurate wrong? Philippines. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. I'll figure this out in a second. Until then, Just say hello. Recent post you've seen. Let's see if I can filter it out. Nope. Doesn't matter. I don't need that post at all to talk about this. I got enough experience under my belt to just wing it. Let's wing it. First, let's say hello to some people. Asia now live. Yes, sir. Hello, hello. Good morning from Ormoc. Good morrow. Hi from Las Vegas. Hey, oh, Vegas nights. Sounds breaking up, sir. Is it? Is my sound breaking up? I think you're the only person hearing me like that. Portland, Oregon. It's all a show, bro. Even a lot of YouTubers need to be fact checked. Okay, let's get started into this. Why not? I'm going to do my little intro for myself after. Hello and welcome to Asia Now. Today we're going to talk about whether YouTubers are lying to you about the Philippines, if they're being accurate, and all the information you need to know. I've been in and out of the Philippines for the past 7 years, not so much lately because I've been traveling, but I know a lot of YouTubers personally. I've interviewed dozens of them on my main channel, Living Abroad. If you guys want to see everyone from Paul Old Dog, Sunshine Shoulders, regular guy, you name it, they've been on my channel. I've interviewed them. So, are they lying? Are they being accurate about the Philippines? That is the topic today. I think it depends. Just like everything else, it's not very straightforward. It's not a one word answer, yes or no. It all depends on what their perspective is regarding their experience in the Philippines. I'll get into I'll get into some of the back end of things as well. Why certain YouTubers, most of us, probably either exaggerate, emphasize, or even clickbait titles, videos, and why this happens. So overall, I think people choose the type of content they want to put out there. If you want to be very positive or very negative, depending on your channel theme and what works for you. So I do think there is an element of inaccuracy in some ways because one person's experience is not necessarily everybody's experience. Let me give an example. Some things that will affect YouTubers' output of their information. Number one, what is the purpose of creating a video, right? Is it for personal gain, like monetization, like myself, where YouTube is my main job and I do earn from it? Are they even monetized? Is the channel even making money? Are they trying to be famous? Are they trying to just spread misinformation? Some people are very negative. Some trolls, some channels are dedicated specifically to piss you off, and they know what they're doing. They get a reaction from you, they get joy from watching the comments, and they maybe make themselves feel a little bit better, right? So I would say it's very, very difficult to say whether you're getting the right information. So it comes down to who you trust. Let's say you're looking for information about the Philippines and someone gives you verifiable facts regularly, and that's the type of information you need because you come to the Philippines. So you basically watch their content. Are you watching it for entertainment? Some people watch it solely for entertainment. So that's what they do. They think it's just for fun. Doesn't have to be accurate. They're never going to live in the Philippines, but they're a little curious about the culture. Maybe they used to live there. Maybe they went like they were on a mission there with the military or something. So there's a whole bunch of reasons why somebody might watch a certain YouTuber. Now, for those channels that are like, let me just talk about my own channel, for example. I don't purposely say anything that's not accurate. Like I might say my feelings. I might not agree with something. I might think something stupid. I might share all that, but I never like tell you, oh, for example, you can get a 90-day visa upon arrival in the Philippines, for example, which is just not true, right? Some people might just put that in the title just so you can click on it to get more views. And then by the end of it saying, at least that's what I want to happen, but let's see if it's going to happen or whatever, right? Um, some people, they just do it. So I don't think they're being purposely misleading, but their life is very different than mine or yours, perhaps. So some people only live in a little bubble. Let's say you live only in the BGC, you never go outside that compound, so your whole experience is expensive. Maybe your whole experience is positive because you see clean roads, infrastructure that operates, the internet works. For example, they don't even let jeepneys into that area. So that just tells you how sometimes the locals are basically being pushed out of that area. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's just the way it is, right? Or some people use like one incident of a bunch of teens going out late at night, causing a ruckus, and the video goes viral. Now they're going to put out a video saying the Philippines is dangerous because that's catchy to people. So they use that as basically a way to get you to get engaged. And that's the reason. I think some people are for sure, but it comes down to your own personal a reason why you want to come to the Philippines. If it's for trips and travels, I wouldn't focus too much on news content like mine, for example, because most of the time it's something that makes the headlines, which are typically negative, right? If you just want to come for a 2 week vacation, maybe you want to watch those videos that only highlights, resorts and beaches and, beautiful places because that's where you want to be for 2 weeks. You don't care about cost of living because that's not how you're operating. You're coming down to get a 2 week vacation from a resort, for example, and then going back to your job back in the US or Canada or something like that, right? So if you actually live in the Philippines day to day, maybe you want to be in the know of what's going on, then perhaps you might want to watch Asia Now, where I cover some of the stuff that makes the headlines and some of the main YouTube, sorry, not YouTube, news channels in the Philippines, right? So, but I do think some people do, like even for myself, let's just, if we take a look at my videos recently, although the titles are accurate, I have full control of how I want to go ahead and like write that title. What kind of engagement do I want? So let's just this one pretty accurate. There's no the last one we did. Four armed men rob expat in the Philippines. Direct to the point. I didn't exaggerate. Didn't talk about a shooting, danger, whatever. Right. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but I'm saying I chose factual because the news itself was the main point. I wasn't trying to like talk about anything except for that. So the video before that, this one, I'll give you an example. So I did kind of play with the title. I said the Philippines is the only country in Asia that has this. Factually true, but I didn't tell you what it was because I want you to click on it so you can see what I'm talking about, which was a exorcism school. Very different. If I put exorcism in the title, it might shut out like 90% of the viewers that what's guy talking about. But now you might be curious to know, what does the Philippines have no other country has in Southeast Asia? So that's where people can go ahead and kind of either mislead you, misguide you, or choose a way that they want to go ahead and present the video to you. So our vlog, I mean, vloggers lie sometimes. Why not? Like those, especially those ones that say live like a king for like $500. I mean, that doesn't happen too much anymore, but let's say $1,000. Well, what is a king, first of all? I mean, no king of mine in my mind is living without air conditioning or eating out sometimes or having a girlfriend or wife living with them. So those kinds of videos, you got to be careful. And a lot of times they don't even mention the cost of like visas, healthcare, some of the renewals that's required. So, if you're actually renting a bike or renting a car, buying a car, they leave out a lot of the major actual expenses to make the end amount fit within their live like a king $1,000 title. So what I'm doing right now is I'm basically recording my video for later, which I'm going to edit. I'm not going to engage with the live yet, quite yet. We'll get to that in a few minutes. So stick around. I'm not ignoring you guys. Actually, speaking of which, this I wasn't prepared. My memory card just finished. So let me stop that video in a second, address some comments, and we'll get back to what I was talking about. Thomas says, it's all a show, bro. Even a lot of YouTubers need to be fact checked. Yes, definitely. Especially during times where there was COVID and there was rules and regulation changing nonstop. You want to have the latest information. So yeah, it's you got to definitely check them when it comes to facts. But another live, yeah, I'm gonna be doing these regularly. I'm gonna basically make my videos for Asia Now like I would, but talk to you guys throughout the whole process. I think this is kind of a bit more interesting, at least for me too. What should I be worried about when traveling into the Mindanao red zone? I don't know. You look like a white guy. So as long as you keep if you're respectful, I assume you don't engage in lending money or alcohol or trying to bang somebody's wife, you should be okay. Those regions typically have conflicts within their own families and tribes. And yes, of course, occasionally one or two foreigners are murdered, kidnapped, and whatever. Like there was some Canadians about 20 years ago that were taken, so or 10, 15 years ago. And we heard what happened with the last guy, Elliot Eastman. We never did they even find his body? I can't remember the ending of that, but it does happen. But a lot of people don't tell you what led up to that point. Yes, of course, random acts of violence happen, but then again, I guarantee you, statistically, it's safer in the Philippines than it is in the United States, despite maybe reports not being done regularly or whatever, right? So if you're not like see what I mean? So how concerned are you? As long as you don't get involved in lending money, getting into drugs, or knowingly involving another man's wife or girlfriend, chances are you'll be just fine. But once again, that's coming from my own observations. I'm not you. I'm not sure about your comfort level. And if you really don't want to go there, simply because I know you're not going there for yourself, bro. I know you're going there for a woman. Just buy her a ticket to Cebu. You know what I mean? Just hang out there for a couple weeks. Yo, big dog. I'm in Mindanao, but what red zone are we going into? Yes, there's a. I think you can't describe the whole province of Mindanao as red zone because Cagayan de Oro or Davao City, those areas are. I've been there. They seem very normal. Hello from Croatia. What up, bird? What's going on? Greetings from Leyte. Yes, 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 exactly. Hi, Alex from Kansas City, Missouri. What up, Chiefs? Live now. What area? Live now? What area? Live now? I don't know. Good morning from Bacolod City. I'm somewhere in Asia right now. Um, Alex be having me rolling Day. Nice. They never find his body, and that is Elliot Eastman. Sadly, I suppose they never found his body, which is I know they found a body that they thought it was. That's the last I heard, but it wasn't really his body. So let me go back to what I was doing, making my video, and I'll get back to comments in a second. But first, let me click on my live stream and set up a goal in case you guys want to be nice. Can I set a goal now? Watching, okay, okay, live chat, Asia now. I'm learning. Let's go ahead, engage. Cool, cool, cool. There we go. I got a goal. Let's do an hour. Bow. Five super chats. Whatever. Okay, done. Oh, I can't start a goal. Yay. If you guys have any comments regarding life in the Philippines, feel free to share them. It's going to keep the live show going. There's only so much I can talk about this before it gets. Oh man, I really got to do this right now. Sorry, guys. Let me. Oh no, 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 no. I don't even have to do that. I can just delete some stuff, right? Smart, smart. Let me just delete some of these videos I have. Delete this. Cancel. Delete this. I got to make some room that I didn't do on this SD card. You'd be surprised how large some of these files are when you record in 4K or whatever. Okay, done. Excuse that. We're back. Put this back here. Put this over here. Okay. Okay. I'll get back to recording my video and then talk to you guys at the same time. What? Huh? One thing I would say though, a lot of YouTubers have discovered that Filipino people love to subscribe to your channel, give you a thumbs up if you talk positively about their country, which makes sense naturally. People will gravitate towards something that makes them look good. Talking positive or compliments, it gets you a long way in certain situations. So why not? And this is why a lot of people would completely ignore some of the obvious downsides of the Philippines and solely focus on the positives. Now, is that misleading? Maybe, maybe not. But that is the choice they make in order to get more views, more subscribers, and maybe deep down in their heart, they just want to remain positive, which is fine. But it also may paint not a very accurate picture. For example, when I was doing my street interviews, if I went around asking all the women like what they look for in a man and only selected the ones that sounded good and put that up, that would be not fair, right? So because then they'll give you the wrong idea that women in the Philippines don't want money or they're very conservative or something like that. When in reality, they're just like every other woman in the world. They want stability. They want a man with finances. They don't want to be eating from under a bridge. They want to have somebody with money. Now, if I say in my videos that, oh, nobody cares about money and they don't care how old you are. Now, if you're 75, 85 years old, thinking, hey, you know what? I don't have too much money, but I do want myself a 20-year-old girlfriend. Alex keeps saying, and he keeps showing me women that have no problem with age gap. Let's go to the Philippines. Let me sell everything I got. Maybe another guy said the same thing because he saw how good my videos did or something. Now you got two or three people telling you that, women in the Philippines don't care about the age. While that is true to some degree, it's not as obviously clear cut as somebody may make it sound. So those are the type of things you might want to consider. Or, for example, if I go to the Mindanao red zone and nothing ever happens to me, I can't turn around and tell you that you can go ahead and come here, nothing's going to happen to you. That is inaccurate because we never know what could happen. And one more thing I want to mention, your experience can be very different than mine. Perhaps we're not in the same age gap. Perhaps we're not in the same financial bracket. For, who knows? Maybe our duration of stay is not the same. The location you're staying makes a big difference, right? What if I'm staying in a city center and living in a province and your experience is very different than mine? Those are all factors that not a lot of people talk about, but all they could say is, oh, I love the Philippines or I dislike the Philippines. So that's why it's important to see where somebody's credibility lies or where they come from, or just kind of have your mind open to having different opinions, like especially about the Philippines. So those are some things that I think are important to consider when listening to a vlogger, a YouTuber in the Philippines. If someone, if you have like a gut feeling somebody's being dishonest, then perhaps watch somebody else, or perhaps try to see if you catch them in another lie. If you even care, maybe you're not putting as much weight to a YouTuber's thoughts in the Philippines, right? Maybe you know for sure that the way you're going to live is going to be very different to the way that this person is living. Hey, Craig Oten, thank you so much for the $10, man. I appreciate that. Respect. Um, those are some things to consider. So do some live for sure, but I think it's important to differentiate the ones that have a big enough channel to the ones that will do anything to get some clicks or views. Also, if it's something you're not interested, simply skip it. There are some YouTubers that I have no interest in because I just don't agree with them, their principles, their morals, what they consider a priority to themselves, those kinds of things. For example, if you're a guy that just wants to immerse into Philippines culture, I would highly recommend becoming Filipino. Like he's completely given up on his Canadian identity in some ways, and he's now a Filipino citizen. Is that wrong? No, of course not. Who are we to judge this dude? But you're gonna get a very different perspective of him compared to somebody that comes in for 2 weeks, goes directly to Manila and says, "My first time in BGC," makes a couple 100,000 views, and then leaves, and then does the same thing next year or something like that, right? So those are very different perspectives, right? And what if this guy's married? What if this guy's single? What if he's got kids, right? Those things don't apply to you really. So you got to be mindful of these things, because there are some people that want to take advantage of your curiosity. They want to take advantage of the Filipino pride. For example, Filipino people are very proud people. So if I came out here and I only talked positively and said the Philippines is the best country in the world over and over again, you might start to believe it, and I might get some good views from Filipino people. Next thing you know, I'm not being very honest though, right? So because there are downsides to it, I'll tell you some things that I dislike about the Philippines. It's not even dislike, to be honest. It's about convenience for myself. So my life in the Philippines generally revolved around living in major city centers, only because I just like convenience. I'm a city guy. I don't want to be inconvenienced. I didn't come to the Philippines to downgrade my life in any way. So if I'm comfortable in my own house, what is the point of me moving to the Philippines for months at a time, right? I'm not completely relocated, but for example, internet speed sometimes it's not the greatest depending on where you go, right? Bridges and roads aren't the best, so connectivity and the time you might spend in transportation might be far longer than you anticipated, right? Those kinds of things. The heat, the humidity, is that the Philippines' fault that it's a tropical country? No, but it's my body that's being feel uncomfortable in that kind of situation, right? The traffic and the way people drive, it's not the same as what I anticipate, would expect to see. Because here, driving is a whole different world compared to Canada, for example. You can go weeks and days without ever hearing somebody honk the horn. Where over here, somebody will just honk when they're passing by you, letting you know, hey, I'm going by you, don't turn suddenly into me, because a lot of times drivers simply don't turn on their blinkers. They make sudden turns, U-turns. At nighttime, you don't see any lights. So these are ways that the Philippines has been doing things for a long time. Are you going to come here and change the way the driving culture is by yelling and breaking people's windows with a crowbar? You know what I mean? So those are things you got to like really keep in mind before coming here. Let's take a couple minute break from my video and talk to you guys live here. Um, get to some of these comments. They never find his body. That was Elliot Eastman. Cool. Good morning from Zamboanguita. Hello, Walt Burton. I think you've been a long time subscriber. What up, Alex and everybody here? Good day, amigo. Jose in the house. I think they captured three or four men who pretended to be police for that kid in Zamboanga. I haven't been following that. Is that the SUV story? Is that a no? That's Zamboanga. Must be a different thing. Edwin says, Alex, Dipolog and Gensan are two other good cities in Mindanao Island. Yeah, I've heard of Dipolog, and is Gensan the same as General Santos? Am I so stupid that I don't even know? Probably not. I think two separate cities. Aloha, brother. Be there in Leyte in December. I went to Cebu and Osamis last year. Osamis, I didn't like Cebu. Too crowded. Uh, Mahalo. Yeah, Cebu is getting crowded, becoming very popular. It's one of the first places you land. So, you know, once again, it just depends on what kind of experience you want to have in the Philippines. One of my biggest tips would be if you're coming to the Philippines, do not settle on any city without living a little bit in different places. If you have no clue like where to live, don't just come to the first place you see, get a 1 month or sorry, 1 year lease some people get and just be stuck in that city for a long time. If you want to have a base, even that's fine. If you got a bunch of stuff, I get it. Okay, fine. But rent a place for a couple months, put all your stuff there, and then you can travel around since rent is relatively cheap and go to different cities. But don't settle too quickly on a place, on a person, or on a feeling. Because sometimes feelings change, people change, places change. So I'd say I recommend highly to just look around because you'll find something that you enjoyed from previously compared to now. So, man, Alex, the foreigner who was supposedly abusing the wife and kid, and then they happy. Oh yeah, should be stressing me out. It ain't nothing to do with, but man, with the kids involved. This is a comment regarding my living abroad video. This was about a foreigner that married a bar girl in the Philippines, had 5 kids with her, and then the woman claimed that he was being too aggressive, abusive, and the kids also claimed some inappropriate touching. And at the end of all this, we went through like a whole roller coaster of feelings, evidence. This guy got a hit out on her, that kind of stuff. All that for, I don't want to ruin the ending, but I guess if you don't care, you don't care. And at the end of it all, the girl's like, "Yeah, I forgive him." So now they're like back together apparently, and yeah, we're not gonna bother with the kids' accusations. I guess all the stuff that happened. So that is a comment about that. If you guys are not sure what I'm talking about, I'll send you a link. If you want to watch it afterwards, you guys can. But it is rather stressful, and it's got over 25,000 views already. A couple days old. Why not? Sick, 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 sick. All right, so here's the video that he's referring to. If you guys want to watch it. Do you think spending the extra time and effort to go to Panglao, Bohol, worth it? I think so. I mean, Bohol, I enjoyed Bohol a lot. If you're in Cebu, anyways, yeah, take a trip to Bohol for sure. Bohol is nice because it's a big enough island that you can get some conveniences without having to live in the city, and also has many beaches. Panglao is a bit overrated, I think, myself personally. A lot of expensive food and restaurants and stuff like that. But and the beach can be not very clean. But I think the vibe there just is nice. If you want to have a beer and dinner 1 time, 2 times, that's fine. But if you're in Manila, then to fly just to go to Bohol, you might do it for the Tarsiers and the Chocolate Hills and ATVs and other stuff like that. If you want to combine like a weekend getaway, I still think it's worth it, to be honest. Even with the prices, especially if you ride a motorbike, you can just maybe stay outside the main areas and just ride around town. I would recommend it. My personal favorite is still Malapascua, I think. If you're in Cebu, go to Malapascua. It is quite a bit of a drive to get there, but it is nice. Even Bantayan is nice, as well as Mualboal is great. Those are the places that you can spend a lot of time. There's a different type of community that lives there when it comes to like expats, I feel like. But at least that was my experience from my couple of weeks I've spent in those areas. Okay, let me finish up my video on that I'm going to edit later. Then we'll get to the live stream. So that's it. That is my thoughts on vloggers, YouTubers in the Philippines. Do they lie? Sometimes. Are they choosing how to present their videos? Of course. And do they make money? Definitely. I mean, for a lot of people, that is their full-time income, and that's their job. And the more views, the more money. So they'll say whatever gets them clicks as well. I'm not naive to tell you people don't do this, but I can only speak from my own experience, really. I don't really know what other people's motives are. I'll tell you this, though. If I wasn't making money from YouTube, I would not be putting out videos. It's just I'm not at that stage in my life where I have a retirement, something coming in where I can go ahead and show you my hobbies. Those channels won't get too many views, and that's the thing, right? So that's why they will not make it to your algorithm. A lot of times, these smaller channels that don't actually make money, their content just doesn't align with what people want to watch because they might be dragged on a little bit. It's a personal feeling about somebody, so they don't really care because they cannot connect with you. Nobody cares about a random person's backyard being building a house. No, but if you're getting information and some value and they put some effort into editing and all that, more people will watch it naturally. So yeah, that's that. Leave your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this whole situation? And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye. Don't go anywhere. That was just for my my video after that I'm gonna put out. Because after these live shows, I think I'm gonna make them private and then re-release the actual video with better quality and some editing, and then that can be the regular video. So that's going to be the approach moving forward. Take a second, guys. Maybe hit the thumbs up button. Maybe get some more eyes on this video, on this live stream. Ask any questions that you have. I feel a bit more comfortable right now. If you guys can't tell, the background looks a bit more neat. I got some studio lights in here. I'm trying to do my best to give you guys some quality, some production value, if you will. I'm going to be recording from this spot for the next couple months. I'm going to get a plant here or something to make it it's a bit too naked, too bare she there. Anyhow, not for nothing, there are YouTubers that are flip-flopping about the Philippines. One day is amazing, the next day is crap. But maybe that's a good thing, because isn't that human life and reality? I mean, it should be that way. Not everything is going to be amazing. You should be worried about people's core principle. So if somebody says Philippines is the cheapest country I've been to, and then tomorrow says the Philippines is the most expensive country I've been to, maybe that's a problem, right? Because that's just two complete opposites of the spectrum on like a 24-hour turnaround. That kind of stuff, I agree, it's nonsense. But if somebody started out having a great time in the Philippines, they only saw like the positives, and then after a few weeks even, they realized, wait a minute, everybody here trying to get my money. What's going on here? Why is a kilo of mangoes costing me $13 US? That don't make no sense. Fuck out of here. You know, trying to rob me? What are you doing? So that's the type of stuff you got to watch out for. So, yeah, I think maybe that's a good thing, depending on how they do it. But I'm glad to see not everybody is just always talking positive, because that's just not reality. And if you have an always positive life, that is great. There's no need to be watching some of these YouTube videos or channels, right? Like if I had a wife that was in the Philippines and I had a great life, what am I doing watching YouTube content about the Philippines? That wouldn't really make sense, right? You get what I'm saying? Like, what do I care if some guy thinks the Philippines is amazing or not? I'm living my life. So, I guess I don't need to have this on. Let me turn this off, y'all. This camera's kind of distracting when the screen is on. I grew up in Hawaii. All my high school buddies and girlfriend were Filipino. So for me, being in the Philippines is kind of natural for me. Great people, good food. I don't know about the last part, but definitely great people. And here's the other thing. So let's just talk about the elephant, not really elephant in the room, but something that we don't really address. A lot of people, they have their experience, and what am I looking at? Once again, this camera is like annoying as hell. Let me put this down. So a lot of people, they form their opinions based on their experience. Now, let me give you a scenario. Let's say that either I have an online job or just recently retired, and I'm single. I want to meet a woman. I go online. I start talking to some women, and they kind of convince me to go and meet them. So I'm like, hey, let's go. Let's do this. I sell everything and I go to the Philippines because she keeps telling me she loves me and she doesn't need anything except for me. Now I got a little bit of money and I go to the Philippines to meet this woman. The first week is amazing. The first 2 weeks are amazing. We go to different places, have a great time. I'm smashing every night, twice a day, whatever. She's sucking the soul out of me. I'm thinking, oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner? The Philippines is amazing. I try adobo, I try lumpia, I try, all the good foods, right? So, or at least should be. And everything tastes great. Everything feels great. And then I'm like, yeah, this is amazing. I'm going to start making videos. I start documenting some of this, putting it on YouTube. Philippines amazing. Oh, great, great, great. But now I realize after the second week, she wants a little bit of money. She wants me to buy her a new phone. Her laptop's broken. Her brother needs to go to school. And now I've kind of got myself into a position where I thought I met somebody that loved me, but now I realize she needs a lot of things. Now, here's the thing. A lot of times these needs are actually true. She's not lying to you about her needing a new phone. She's not lying to you about her brother needing money to go to school. She's not lying about her father and mother living in a shack with nothing to live. I mean, nothing to, like, there's no AC, there's no running water or some problem. Who knows, right? then you realize, wait a minute, this makes sense. And why would this girl that's 40 years younger than me be with me unless she was going to have some of these things? So that experience is very different from someone that, like, let's say me, where I don't talk to anybody, first of all, that's got kids, that needs money for load, that can't even provide their own transportation. Like, if I pay for things, it's from being a gentleman, from who I am, from a date. So that's a very different experience because I'm not expecting to spend any money except for what I just do to have a good time with you, right? I'm not going to give you a single dollar. You're not a whore. Maybe you are, but I'm not dealing with whores, right? So these are the type of experiences that makes a world of a difference between what somebody sees in good Filipinas or good Filipino people compared to bad Filipino people, but they themselves ignore all the red flags, right? So these are the things that, and then to me, all these things are obvious, but probably because I cover Rafi telephone action, all those phones getting scammed, it blows my mind how many men think somehow they've turned into a different person, and just because it's the Philippines, somehow they turn back the hands of time, decades, and this girl not wants nothing from you. Somehow you're the most handsome person they've seen in the past, whatever. Right? It doesn't make any sense to me. Yes, Jen sent a General Santos City. Thank you. Somebody clarified this for me. I've always wondered. I could have just simply looked it up, I guess, but I'm too lazy. You got to notice I trimmed down this bad boy a little bit. I'm trying to take a photo of my face to see what a 30-day no sugar diet would look like. Let's see if I could survive that shit. Damn, almost left. I'm glad you didn't. Heavy damage in recent earthquakes. Damn, son. Thank you for letting me know. I should keep that in mind. Good morning, Alex. Yeah, life has its ups and downs, just like countries I've visited. Yeah, everywhere, right? I've been to Jensen, renewed my visa, and was hoping the mall ain't fall on me. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So those are the other things you gotta kind of like keep in mind. The earthquakes, right? Sometimes they're pretty bad, like really, really bad, and some of the infrastructure cannot withstand an earthquake. Some of the way things are built isn't, good quality, cheap materials, things like that. So there's nothing you can do about it, really. Maybe you just go with like a reputable builder, something like that. So, all right. Um, I'm trying to see if there's a way I can see them all the comments, not just the top comments. Moderation, timestamp, reactions, pop up, feedback, community, live chat. I don't know. You guys are here somewhere. Oh, there we go. Top chats? No, all chats. Live chats. Let's do it. Okay, much better. Good morning, Alex. Yeah, life has ups and downs. Visa. Alex, on YouTube later, you'll literally see a Jollibee fall to the ground. Damn, what is this? Alex, just on YouTube, just got on YouTube later. You'll literally see a Jollibee fall on the ground. I think this is regarding like earthquakes, right? Yeah, it's pretty messed up. I think I saw that video, even though I don't purposely look for it because I don't like seeing shit like that. The way they ran out of that place and the Jollibee just collapsed, right? Good morning from Subic Bay. What is up with Subic Bay? I keep hearing about this. Is this something to do with the U.S. military in that area? I know a lot of people either have a connection there or been there or have the first memories with Subic Bay. That is that just like what it is, a town that the U.S. military base is nearby? I'm just gonna look at it right now. What am I guessing randomly? Subic Bay. What is it? Ugh. Subic Bay is a historic military anchor, a massive former Cold War naval installation, and a newly revitalized strategic logistic hub. Okay, this makes perfect sense. Colonial wartime hub established as a U.S. naval station in 1901. Following the Spanish American War, it grew to become the U.S. Navy's largest overseas installation. The logistic backbone served as the primary repair, supply, and rest and recreation center, supporting American forces through World War II. The 1992 departure, the U.S. military withdrew from the Philippines. Senate voted against it, renewing the base lease compound by the 91 eruption. Okay, nearby Mount Pinatubo. Okay, got it. That is what that is. So I answered my own question. Don't you guys love that? Answering your own questions is always good. I am assuming you heard the regular guy is persona non grata in Cagayan de Oro. I did. I talked about this a couple times, but I keep taking the lives off so you guys don't see my opinions on that. I think you should just like, if he's got no reason to be there, why take the chance? Vegas in the building. Good to see you. Continue your journey. Shout out to Asia now. Thank you, Billy. Vegas is in the building. Thank you for being here, Vegas. Thank you guys for watching. 40 people. Take a second, hit the thumbs up button, ask your questions, whatever you got to do. We are here live. Right now, I'm in Thailand. I'm here in Bangkok. I'll be here for a little bit. I'm deciding whether to go back to Canada in my next trip. It's been a while. I'll go back to see family. I'm going to eat some of this fruit leather. Somebody said, stop eating in the camera. Why don't you go fuck yourself? How about that? Last person that said, stop eating. I'm not your bitch, bro. I do what I want. You don't like it? Fuck out of here. Where's the tissue? And if this bothers you, the Philippines ain't for you, bro. There's gonna be a lot of things that bother you. Yeah, regular guy is going to be okay. Cagayan de Oro, don't like him. Nobody's talking about deportation, right? I haven't heard anything. What up, boss? Any talk for deportation coming from like people that just want to make content using his situation for views? Or it's happening behind closed doors and we don't see it right now. Also, my thoughts on people jumping on the bandwagon of talking about the story. Hey, man, they can do whatever they want. You guys stop watching it. If you don't like it, then they have no views, right? It's just like everything else in life. You gotta kind of ride the wave if you want to get some views. It's just the way the algorithm works. Unfortunately, people don't have like as much control over the algorithm as somebody would think. So I can see why people want to make content about it. They'll probably get the most views. This is like me. I used Sim Recipo, what's his name, pro life traveler situation because I knew it was a very hot topic. I made live streams. I talked about it. I did whatever I had to do to put on Asia Now because people like the news. But that was different because it made the BI news. That was different because there was videos and footage and stuff that he said. There's a lot of content to talk about, of course. So why would I sit back and not talk about it because somebody might look at me as, oh, Alex is talking about the news or something. Like my point is, there's no comparison between those two as far as covering it because I had so much material to work with Sim, right? There was so much evidence against that guy. And there was footage and lawyers coming up and town hall meetings and the BI photos, the photo op, them bringing him out, what he said to the lawyers, his apology, all these things, right? So very different story. Are you still in Da Nang? No, sir, I'm not in Da Nang. I just smashed the thumbs up, bro. Thank you. I'm sure we'll get some more views on here. I hope you're starting to be posting again some days. Oh yeah. I hope you started posting again someday and miss your videos. Yeah, I'll do this regularly, like I said. So the plan right now is I have two cameras. I have one main story to talk about for this camera and really kind of ignore your comments. And then once the 10, 12-minute video is over, I'm going to edit later, release it in the morning. We'll do this live stream. And then I'll go ahead and like kind of make this private because usually after the live stream, not too many people watch it anyways. There's no point. If you miss the live, you catch the next one. Yes, sir. So that's it. Vlogging in the Philippines. Let's talk a bit about that. So if you ever thought you can come to the Philippines and make money from YouTubing, it ain't easy, man. I'm not saying it's impossible, but if you don't have an angle or something new or different, or at least some kind of niche, if you are doing the same thing everybody else is doing, you might not make it. It's going to take you a long time to get to 1,000 subscribers, have 4,000 watch hours, and then actually start monetizing the channel, earning money, and making enough to support you in the Philippines. Not saying it's impossible, but it's very different when the market's saturated, and at some point it reaches a ceiling, and you simply fall out of favor with the algorithm because you're not posting enough videos, it's not getting enough clicks, it's not getting enough views. YouTube wants to make space for somebody that's going to bring in money, right? So Nothing is impossible. All you need is a phone and yourself to make a video to start a channel. But if your idea is to make money from YouTube as soon as you land, then I recommend to have a backup plan. Do not make YouTube your full time income. I was lucky because when I started, it wasn't to be a YouTuber, it wasn't to make money. It was simply to document my travels because I was traveling and everybody kept asking me, yo, send us some pictures. Where you at? Let's see this and let's see that. So I'm like, let me just start this. So while I was posting videos, I had a regular online job and eventually reached the point where I was making money from YouTube enough to go ahead and leave that job at the time, right? So big difference between someone doing it as like a secondary thing, not really primary source of income. And if you're a girl, it's different. If you're a girl, you got to show half a titty in your set. Not even. I just seen a girl yesterday. Oh my God. I seen a girl laying in bed, her face not even showing, on like a bunk bed somewhere in the distance, not even a close up or nothing. A live stream, 3,000 people are watching her. And I looked through her channel just to see why are people watching her. They're all kind of similar. 6 hours ago, she released a video, 300,000 views on a live stream. You know how much money that is? A lot. And she had to do nothing because she's a girl, all men, hoping that an ass cheek will fall out or something. So it's not fair when it comes to social media because, as we all know, sex sells. I can't even hate on that. It is what it is. They're using what God gave them to make money. I mean, who am I to judge? But it's just a very different world when it comes to men making money online and women making money online. It's 3:50 a.m. here in London. Come on, man. Get yourself some sleep. That's the devil's hour. What made you change your mind and keep doing videos, bro? Well, if you guys actually watched that video I released, I never once said I'm going to stop completely. I said I couldn't continue the same format because it was taking too much of my time. And I was like too much negativity, right? Every time I went on Facebook or anywhere to get my news, they were just like bombarded with death and too much of it. I'm just like, yo, relax, man. I'm not trying to live like this. So I took like 3 months off basically from doing that. Now that I'm kind of back, I'll be doing videos more like this where I focus on one topic, do a live stream. I don't waste my time all day, every day looking for news to produce and put together and cut and edit and do all this for like 1,000 views. It's not worth my time. So this way, like for example, right now, if somebody like I'm not saying you guys should do this if you want, why not? But somebody sending money here and there, this all adds up. You know what I mean? By the end of the month, it's going to be great because with this and the combination of the video I made at the beginning of this, hopefully it's enough to generate my time that's worth me doing this. If not, then we'll see what happens. But since I'm here, I'm going to be here for a while. I set this up to make it a bit more professional. I'm not standing up talking to you guys. Plus, I'm going to make a video on living abroad soon anyway. So I figured why not do all this. But those are the reasons. I'm not a person that lies, by the way. Like I don't understand people that are like habitual liars. It's kind of especially like in relationships or whatever, especially when you first meet somebody. That's one thing I never understood. People that just like try to flex and lie. Oh, I got all this money, or I got houses, and I'm a business owner. Like, what are you lying for? She's gonna find out eventually if she's gonna be with you. So what is the point? And if you're trying to like attract women with money, you got to keep up that facade. You can't be trying to buy her Jollibees talking about being a CEO, right? So nothing wrong with Jollibees. I'm talking about actually I don't like it, but the price is what I'm talking about. Quick question. Have you ever thought about living in a small town for just 30 days? I've thought about it, but like it doesn't interest me. Like, although I don't party or drink or whatever, I still get bored relatively easily. I need to see shit. Like, I go to cafes, just people watch for hours. I don't mind that. Not because I'm a perv, but it's visually appealing to me to just watch people, whatever, right? Or do some work. A small town depends what you consider small town. Like I've been to smaller towns, but not like provincial towns where just like nothing going on. It does sound appealing a little bit, but I don't know if I can deal with the blackouts and the lack of water pressure. I mean, I could deal with anything, but do I want to? It just doesn't interest me. If there was like a young flex, a juby, a girl, a female that really said I cannot leave my town, can you come live here for 30 days? I'm like, all right, maybe I'll try it that way. Live with somebody, or at least near somebody, or have somebody to like have a reason to do that. But unless it's something like that, I don't think I'll do it. Shit pay from YouTube. Yeah, especially with this content. So if you don't know the way YouTube payment works, different different categories pay different amounts. The top category being like technology, banking, and stuff like that. So people that watch those videos make the most money because advertisers pay more money to. So it's a big thing. But like, so it goes something like technology, and then whatever, travel, entertainment, people, and then news or whatever I do is like one of the bottom ones, especially in the Philippines. The RCM is very low. Um, India was the worst when I was there because your views bring in money, but where those views come from are even more important. If most of your audience is watching from the US, Canada, and other parts of Europe, then you should make decent money. But if most of your viewers are from India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Nepal, Philippines, Indonesia, these are very low because like advertisers know the chances of individuals buying the product from those countries are lower, so they pay a lower amount to YouTube to have the ads placed on people watching them from those countries, which would obviously affect someone like myself. If most of my viewers are coming from the Philippines, which they are, then the amount of money I make per video is much lower than somebody making videos for a US audience. I agree, Alex. Girls have it easy. They do. These days, girls have it much easier than men, no matter what you tell me. Back in the day, okay, different story. No voting, you can't go outside, you can't work, you're nobody. If you're a woman, in some countries, that's still a thing, including Afghanistan, right? So where women have basically no rights, which is fucked. But today, 2026, you don't even have to take off your shirt to make money as a woman. Just even hint at having large titties and you're good. Like just sit like this. I could probably do it. Should I start doing this shit? Whoring myself with my physical body? The point is, they don't have to do anything. It's really messed up because back in the day, they had to even put some effort into you know, their work. But now it's just all digital. You don't got to do nothing as a woman. Just show up, turn on your camera, and just do what you're doing regularly on a day in shorts. There you go. That's it. If you're watching this as a woman, you want to make money, do that. You make a lot of money. And some men are like, hey, here's $20, here's $50, here's $100, whatever, just to get the girl's attention or have the comment read, or just, I guess, they make themselves feel better. The same way as when men tip ridiculous amounts to a server that does her job only, right? So these are the type of things you gotta keep in mind, right? Um, Very, very different. And women, I can't even blame them. Like, why would I go work at Jollibee's all day, bust my ass as a girl, put up my hair, wear a uniform, stank up chicken oil all day to make 500 pesos when all I got to do is turn on my camera, somebody would send me $500, let alone pesos. So none of it makes sense. As long as we men continue to support this, it'll keep happening. I have nothing against women taking advantage of stupid men. Good for them. That's that. But yeah, very different world we live in now. Hey, Professor, one of my favorite YouTube names, handles. Love it. That is excellent. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. 250 pesos. We love what you do. Keep your integrity. Thank you. Look, I'm not perfect, man. Ain't nobody perfect, obviously. Nobody's perfect, but I try to at least be to the level that I'm comfortable with. You know what I mean? Like, there's some things I just don't feel comfortable doing. Like if Israel, which they never will, messaged me and they said they offered me $10 million to say I'm pro-Israel now, I said go fuck yourself. Like, I'm not even just saying that unless they give me the money first, and I can take that 10 million and do some good with the charitable work, and then flip back and say fuck you guys. But my point is, like, there's got to be a line. If you don't have integrity, what is the point of your life? Like, you gotta have a line that cannot be crossed. Same as like relationships. If there's something that happens in a relationship that you just simply cannot tolerate, just let it go, because it's going to eat away at you and who you are for the rest of that relationship. It's just going to be bitter and downward. If cheating is a line that you cannot accept, if someone crosses that line, then so be it. You lost that person, go find somebody else. And if you can't find somebody, who gives a shit? You have your integrity. You know that you did the right thing, and like, at least that's the way I see it. People are different though. Your tolerance might be very different than my tolerance for some BS or some shit like that. So, um, Yeah, and I think that's probably another reason why my views kept going lower and lower because I kept talking shit about Israel. As we all know, it's not a myth. You can look at major channels being shadow banned as soon as they start flipping, right? And by flipping, I mean they were supporters at one point, and after what's going on lately, the disproportionate response and all that shit. And let's not get into all that. But the point is that there's got to be a line into what you are willing to do for money and what you're not willing to do for money. What's happened, my big head, brother? Has my head actually? I got a big. I think my head is smaller than people. I'm actually a lot shorter than people probably think. I'm barely like 5'5", bro. So if you see me outside, don't be shocked. I'm sure a lot of people get surprised when they see me. I'm short. I'm a short dude, short and fat and round. Speaking of which, that's why I got to go on some kind of like mission while I'm here. Try to like get into shape because for the past 3 months, I've been eating like a madman. Middle Eastern food hits home, hits something different. The breads, the fresh bread in the morning from tandoor, like oven made out of clay. What you know about that, bro? What do you know about shish kebab skewers at 6 a.m. that are cooked on charcoal? Get out of here. Seasoned properly? Get out of here. That's why I'm fat, is what I'm saying. Your IT Park videos got a lot of views though, yeah? You became a millionaire. No, what are you guys thinking? You guys want to see how much money I made from those videos? Ain't no shame in my game. I'll tell you right now. For anyone that thinks being a YouTuber is a well-paying job, it ain't. Some people make good money based off memberships, like sponsors or stuff like that. But as far as ad revenue, not so much. So let's take a look at a video here that has 100,000 views. First of all. Mm, yeah, this one's close to 100,000. So this one was released a month ago. That ain't not bad actually, but it's a little lower than I anticipated. But so this video has 87,000 views, and wait, let me shoot on StreamYard so you guys can see how much money I made from that video. $309. Now that sounds pretty good actually when you look at it that way. $300 off a video, US dollars. But don't forget, YouTube takes about 30% of that, right? So now we're looking at about $220, and that's from a video that got 100,000 views. Go and take a look at anybody's channel. How many people are getting 100,000 views? Not many, only a handful of people, right? So, and that's just one video. Many videos don't barely make the 10,000 view mark or 1,000 view mark. You know what I mean? So it ain't like, so that's off a video with nearly 100,000 views. Go and see how many of your favorite creators are hitting 100,000 regularly, right? Not many. Um, yeah, that's just the reality of it. My man, Professor, feeling nice today. Professor, feeling generous. Thank you. And honestly, I'm not trying to show you guys to like, oh, feel sorry for me or whatever, but that's just to give you some facts. And I'm sure other people have shown you guys their monthly income or whatever. But some people do this. I'll tell you what, they brag, right? They want to show you that they're living a good life and making good money from YouTube, so they can sell you a product, so they can sell you some kind of how to be a YouTuber, pamphlet, a booklet, a 30-minute video consultation. I did that before. It's not worth your time or my time. It's not, you're not going to learn to be a good YouTuber in 1 or 2 or 10 or 20 sessions. It takes time, right? And the squeeze wasn't worth the juice, so I had to drop that as well. I mean, I try to make money different ways through YouTube, but there's got to be a balance where you get enough benefit, I get enough benefit, and it's working out for both of us, not just one person, but the viewer, for example, right? Um, so me showing you guys the amount of income from that one video isn't to say, oh, look at me and feel sorry for me, send me money, but like it's for you to kind of dismiss some of the myths that go with being a YouTuber. Someone that tells you, oh, like somebody said pro life traveler made $1 million from his. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody, no way in hell that guy made $1 million from YouTube. No way. If some sugar daddy of his wants to send him money, that's different. But straight from YouTube, you're not making that. Plus, after a certain amount of views, the average drops because all the ads have been used up basically, right? So you can't take this and apply it to a 10 million view video. That's not how it works. So a lot of misinformation when it comes to vloggers lying about them being rich in the Philippines from their own YouTube channel. Now, some people got into the game early. That's different. They have different offers and things they give their members, books and ebooks and how to travel and retire. They have like a core group of people that locked into their personality or channel 10 years ago, and they paid $50 a month or $100 a month or whatever. That's how they make good money. That's normal. I'm talking strictly from YouTube itself. It's almost always going to be a lot less than you think. Now, if you're a woman, that's different. Or if you're a guy that has a strong core group of people that follow you because of whatever reason, that's different because they want to support you. So they send you money through live streams and all that. Once again, nothing wrong with that. But is that a reality for everybody? Like, for example, I'm always very appreciative of these like people that obviously send money. Oh, speaking of buying me a coffee, I forgot again. Fuck. I've been meaning to thank people for like 3 videos, and I keep getting into my video without remembering. So let me go ahead and do this before I forget even more. Sorry, give me a second, guys. Like I send them messages and emails personally, but I like to at least thank people that buy me coffee on like a video. Buy me a coffee. I gotta search my emails. I get like spam email daily now trying to have me, hey, you want to be sponsored by this? I'm like, bro, I know you're not a real, like, come on, stop lying. Okay, big thank you to Ed Mowers for 3 coffees. Thank you. And Ed Mowers, another 3 coffees. Oh, big time supporter. And one more is from, that's it. Smoke God Zito. Thank you so much for those. So those are the reasons why I share this, is so you guys have an idea that you can't simply quit your daytime job, come to the Philippines, start a YouTube channel, and within a month or two you're making money. It's not that easy. It takes up to 6 weeks just to get monetization approved. So let's say you come to the Philippines and you just kill it. You're a different breed. People love your personality. People are like, you know what, this is my guy. I'm gonna subscribe. You get 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours within a week. You're killing it. You monetize now. It takes 6 weeks for YouTube to approve your account. They have to go through your account, make sure you haven't broken any policies, all this nonsense. YouTube doesn't want to pay you if they don't have to. So my point is, you still got to get approved for monetization. They send a small amount to your banking to make sure it's right. They send a PIN code to your home address. It's not as easy, right? So these are the things you got to know about, and then eventually you start making money, and it's a great feeling. Your first YouTube check, even if it's $3, it's just different feeling. It's great, but don't quit your job thinking you're going to be a YouTube millionaire in the Philippines overnight. Steve says, Alex, you should try it. Take a province shower, see what money they throw at you. Yeah, I've seen those videos. Oh, I don't know, man. People are so different. I can't understand people. The number of adult content you could find online must be in the I don't know, billions, tens of billions of videos out there you can just get for free. But people would just want to see like a live chick taking a shower in the province with her clothes on. Just they might catch like a glimpse of a nipple. Like, what is that? What is that about? I don't get it. Like, I guess if it was a celebrity, you kind of see like the what's the word? The need or the feeling, the desire to see something. I don't get it. But I guess that's why I'm me and they're them, right? If I got it, then I'd be getting it. But I'm not getting shit. So did you hear that? What did you hear what they done to Spain? They sent 60,000 people to punish Spanish for supporting Palestine. I don't know the details of what happened there, but I know it's not what the media tells you. I know different, obviously Fox News and CNN, all these garbage news channels being backed by Israel money, basically. They have an agenda and they only show you parts of the truth, or they leave out big. So when I saw that, it does not look good. For any country to allow that to happen, it does not look good. If I was a Spanish person, my initial reaction was like, what the fuck? What is this shit? How did the government let this happen? But even today, I did not read into the news because I knew there was something off. I didn't care. I'm like, that's not my problem. My business doesn't affect me. I didn't give a shit. It seemed negative. I'm like, forget it. I didn't bother looking into it. But Zateo, which I'm a big supporter of the type of news Zateo releases, it just showed that 48,000 of those 60,000 went back voluntarily. Whatever happened. I know there's something to do with the island. It's like Moroccan, Spanish, obviously there's a whole backstory to it. It's not simply 60,000 people decide to just invade Spain the way they wanted to say it. Because if it's an invasion, they're getting bullets. They're not just getting, you know what I mean? So there's a whole backstory to it that I have no idea about, and I don't care to read it, but I know it's not what they're telling you that it was invaded. So thank you for mentioning this for anyone that hasn't been. That's the other thing. If you grew up all your life, the problem is this is what news channels do. They play with your where your heart is. If you're an American, you want the best for America, they use that against you to feed you garbage and propaganda. So you never question Fox News because they're America first, according to them. But you never actually take a look into what they're releasing, for example, or whatever with Trump or whatever. 99% of people that support Trump, in my opinion, they just love America. They're not even looking at to see what Trump is doing and what he's not doing. They see him as the symbol for the US. And so they're like, whatever this man does, I'm 100% supporting, not because of what he's doing or who he is, but because they love their own country. And I think that's where a lot of people get taken advantage of and then manipulate your feelings towards your homeland to feed you this garbage trash. So, for example, yesterday I came across like a short, I was scrolling. Someone's like, is Trump the best president? The woman's like, yeah. So he's like, why is he the best president? She's like, because he stopped 8 wars. So guys like, which wars did he stop? She couldn't name one. So he went to her husband. He couldn't name a single war that he stopped, allegedly. So you see that it's not that they support his action, they just want the best for their home country, which is 100% acceptable. And they do the same thing with religion, right? Christianity, Catholicism, Islam, Judaism, whatever it is, they use that because you have faith in God, you want to be a good person, and now they manipulate you to do exactly what they want. Now, all this shit to me seems the most obvious thing, but I'm constantly reminded a lot of people are very focused just simply on their ideology behind a person or a party or whatever, but not actually the action of what they're doing. You know what I mean? How how is it possible they passed the merger of the Israeli army with the U.S. or not just army, the Israeli military to the U.S. military, and that was able to be passed, right? What the fuck? Isn't that treason by definition? Is it all the stuff that if you start like really going down? I have a whole other channel in the works which I'm going to talk about this shit. So it's too much going on in my head to just try to keep it to Asia. But what am I talking about? I don't know. Scotty boy. Professor, thank you once again for the 1,250 pesos. Baby, I don't even know how much money that is. Like $25? 5 times 5, 25? No, gotta be more than that. I don't know. My math ain't mathing right now, but it's a lot. So thank you. Yeah, he did an interview with regular guy. Yeah, he did an interview. Who did? Me? Where's Quincy? Who's Quincy? I think that video is getting more views now. He's the hot topic. Oh yeah, I saw that. My small little interview, like a 30-second short, got a bunch of views. That's what YouTube does. So that's why sometimes a YouTube video of mine that I made last year or 2 years ago start getting like a bunch of views in the last 24 hours because whatever I talked about 2 years ago is a hot topic now. So for example, regular guy, my interview with him is getting more views now because everybody's searching regular guy. So that video I made 2 years ago pops up to some people's feed. Yeah, no way that man made $1 million from YouTube ads. Burr said, don't forget to mention the money everyone takes before you get paid and taxes. I'm in the game and I've been working on moving out because the only way to make cash is being an influencer 24/7. Yeah, it's not easy. Everybody got the hand in your pocket. Once you consider taxes, YouTube's portion, conversion, whichever this bank they sent you, and you got to take it out, you lose a little bit along the way everywhere. Although lately I've been using Wise and I'm very impressed. I've always heard about Wise for a long time, but I just never looked into it. But recently I use Wise now and I'm like, yo, there's some pretty good ass rates. So why not? Hardly any YouTuber actually pay taxes. If they get busted, they're in big, big trouble. Haha. That's true. I agree 100%. I pay my taxes in Canada as a self-employed, like a independent contractor, but that's because uh, Alex, I'm not trying to go to no jail. Very unlikely anybody's gonna audit me, but I do claim that I have income from YouTube. I'm not gonna lie. I might, I might little, I might like, not be very honest about the amount, but I definitely do my taxes. It's up to you to figure out how much I'm lying, bro, not me. That's your job. That's what you get paid for. You know what, bro? If you're sending billions of dollars to Ukraine, you can go fuck yourself with my $200, okay? How about that, Canada? What's up? Music Life Remix. I like that. Cowboy music, country music with hip hop. Nice. Nice. Big up. Big man. Hey there, bro, from Surigao del Sur, Philippines. Buongiorno. Hey, Derek. Who the hell, Derek? Must be somebody up there. MAGA is cults. The way they behave, a lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, like it's hard to. And this is what I'm talking about. I think people just they want the best for the country, and Trump was the closest thing that seemed outside the, you know, actual big parties out there, the legacy, whatever. But who knows? Everybody's different, man. I just know that it's a very complex topic and it's a very divisive topic. So it's not something I want to get into, which is like left and right and all that. But maybe it's time for people to actually look into some of the stuff that's going on instead of reading the headlines. Because, like myself, I'm guilty of it. Like I mentioned, the Spain situation, where my first initial reaction was like, "What the fuck? Spain's being invaded and they're not doing anything about it. Where's the government? Where's the border control?" Went through my head, but a quick look into that whole situation, you realize they're just feeding you garbage. We as black and brown people know who we really, yeah, of course, who the real Israelites are. I'm sure, yeah, that's a whole different topic. I just can't wait till that shit is over, which I don't think it's gonna be over in my lifetime. America needs another civil war to get a new reset. Hopefully, they manage to get the right. They manage to get it right this time. I don't know about all that, but there definitely needs to be a revolution of some kind. Like all these fog lights, not fog lights, fog cameras they're installing. Did you guys see that town in the UK? I think they just start like taking them all down, smashing every single one of them. We forget that we the people have the power. You know, like Bubba Sparks said, they can't arrest us all. Where's the song from? Let me go ahead on YouTube it quickly. You guys have no clue what I'm talking about. I know. Typing out an essay, bro. Oh yeah, he's like, don't worry about the law. They can't arrest us all. That's true, in some ways. Anyways, good morning. Good morrow. Professor, who is occupying Israel? Okay. Europe. Pico sounds great. Yep, they poisoned the walls and changed their name. Exactly. Yes, I know. I've been going downstairs for the past 15 years, bro. Hi, Alex. I like your channel. Thank you, Tika Chicken Masala. I like your name. Remind me of Indian food. Philippines have been invaded South China Sea since about 2019. Yes, that's true. It's nice to see you too. You know, you were gone for a while, right? You're back. I'm gonna come see you in person. Don't worry. We'll find where you live at. I'll come creep you, stalk you. I want to play with your cats. Where are we at? What happened to your channel? Huh? Are we missing here? Che. How do you say it? Che. Shanane. I'm just doing my own thing, guys. Sorry. I'm caught up here. If something happened to your eyeball, you gotta get that fixed. It's the stress coming in. Was on my bucket list until it blew off its top. Oh, I don't get it. I missed a whole bunch of comments here. I don't think there's enough native Indians. Native Indians? Is that native? what is the Aboriginals, the way we say it in Canada? Yeah, but I don't think there's enough natives left in the U.S. now to take over the whole country, right? USA will never run out of weapons. That's yeah, they got a whole bunch of money. All about money. Negativity sells. I actually dispute this. This is I'm 100% against this. Not against. I disagree is the word I'm looking for. Where's my English? Actually, negativity sells in major news, but for YouTube itself, positivity does a lot better. You go online, take a look at any channel. The better they speak of the Philippines specifically, the more views they get. Um, a lot of times you have to remember Filipino people, they don't like, for example, maybe historically or whatever, but a lot of Filipinos are very proud to be Filipino. So when they hear somebody talking positively about their country, that's a very good sign that Filipinos will subscribe and watch and like. So I get what you're saying. Negativity sells overall for sure. I agree, but for Philippines YouTube community specifically, the more positive you are, usually the more, but not positive about expats. I'm talking about saying good stuff about Filipinos. For example, if I go to Jollibee's and I have like the spaghetti, even though I think it's atrocious, and say, "Wow, this is the best spaghetti I ever had." I didn't know Philippines did it this way. Like sugar all up in here, banana ketchup. I'll get a lot of views. But if I go to Jollibee and say, "Well, what am I eating, bro? Is this even like pasta?" They get a lot of comments, haters, channel reported, all kinds of stuff. So in that sense, I disagree. But overall speaking, as far as legacy media, I'll say yes, negativity do be selling. I'm not yet. I'm looking to be back in a couple months. Look deep in our home country. They get out of countries they pose in. Yeah, I mean, since what Egyptian times, 3,000 years ago, since Moses and them. It's look. Didn't they have? I don't want to talk about this. Biblical days exactly. It goes way back. As guests and SSRV retired in the Philippines, these YouTubers are trying to make money and slam others. They A lot of that YouTube drama comes within the community, one person against another. Some people like that stuff, some people don't. Just so people know, I got a lot of dirt, a lot of people, like actual dirt with receipts. So, and I have a lot of restraints because I'm trying to be a better person. But some people are like very close. Say the wrong thing one more again, and we'll see how I expose some of you. See what I mean? That's why it's not important to share personal information. I mean, it's important not to share personal information. I have a small channel. 95% of my subscribers are Filipino. Province Cano, let's take a look at your channel. Ayo, we got enough subscribers. Do we have enough watch hours? Does not seem to be the case. Well, depends why you have a YouTube channel. I'm assuming it's just basically for the personal use and not to make money. Welcome to our channel, Derek Groves. I'm from the USA and married to a Filipina online while COVID had the borders of the Philippines closed. We built home together and I realized I can share my screen, so why don't I? Let's take a look at Province Cano's channel and support him if we do like his content. Go on over there and take a look at Mr. Derek Groves, who has a Filipino wife. They love the water. Yes, they have fishing pump boats, a banca named Scorpion, grown a garden for fresh vegetables. My man's living dream, living life. And they've garnered over 1 million views total. Boo, 700 videos. I'm assuming you were popular during COVID. Let's take a look at your most popular. Bam. So it looks like your most popular stuff is coming from your shorts, perhaps. Let's go into the shorts. Biazonias. I see, sir. You probably have over 1.5 million views on a short. Am I right? Yes, combined, I see you have 134,000, 96,000, 60. Oh, we're going to get copyright strike. No, thank you. But if you guys want to see Derek and his wife, check out their channel here, Derek Groves. If it is to make money, Mr. Derek, I recommend highly that you take a closer look at your video thumbnails and try to put your videos in a 16 by 9 ratio, horizontal and not vertical. But I have a feeling that you do not care about making money from YouTube. You just want to share your life based on a quick glance. But does that matter? Probably not. Does somebody care about my opinion about your channel? They probably don't. So let's go on. Restraint, me too, Alex. Blackmail do pay very well, but also can get you in trouble if done incorrectly. My blackmail comes in person in the form of verbal, just face to face blackmail. There we go. They just like to share their province life. One more gin for show. Yep. And Jerry Springer, YouTuber 2.0. Hey, it is what it is. Those videos are very entertaining. Living Abroad is covering Rafi Tofu in action and mainly foreigners doing dumb things in the Philippines. Yeah, so exactly what I thought. Gives them something to do. Good for you. Thank you for the shout out anytime. Hey, we're a community. What is the point of bringing somebody down when you could just try to at least provide some positive feedback or an opportunity to bring them up? If I had the chance, I'd bring everybody up, but we're not there yet. I don't get many views on long form videos. It's just the algorithm. Most people are now just on short views, short videos on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. It's hard to find an audience for long form views. Even this live stream, probably by the end of it, I might have 500 views. If I leave it on permanently, I might reach like 2,000 maximum. It's just it's nothing compared to what you need to actually start making money. I watch your every show. I love your channel. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I wish you and your wife a great experience and stay in the Philippines province. I hope your boat lasts a long time and that you catch many a fish to eat with your wife. Get vegetables from your garden. Great life, in my opinion. Whoa, time is skipping and going by. I got me some leftover food that I've been trying to eat for the past day and a half. Um, Let me have a bit of my little, what do you call this? Fruit leather. We call this lawashak. But lawashak, mm, delicious. I do a mukbang now. People die from that shit. Speaking of COVID-19, those no vaxxers are looking pretty good now, huh? Just saying. Fauci, huh? A little girl writing in a diary, lying about the origins of COVID. What's that all about? You guys been following that shit? I think we all knew. A lot of people knew. They just didn't have the proof. And now they got something. I went back to Samar 5 months ago. There's absolutely nothing to do there. It's pretty funny. Yeah, some places are really like, when it comes to what's going on, they could look exactly the same as like 50 years ago. People like instant gratification these days. They don't want to hang around. That is true. That's regarding short videos, I think, right? Shorts are easy to make. I've been here 4 years and love it. They are easy to make. Oh, this is pretty sad. Yeah, I talked about this on last live stream. Did you hear about what happened to those two Russians in Pattaya? They found another three bodies in the same spot. Is town even safe anymore? I've always said for tourists, Thailand's a lot more dangerous than the Philippines, at least from what makes the news. Definitely, 100%. But a lot of times, this was a very sad case. But a lot of other times, it's kind of self-inflicted. Not this case, generally speaking. Drunk fights and drugs and gambling and all that, and trafficking and whatnot. But this is sad because there were just two young people that should not have lost their lives. But yes, I've heard there's like a serial killer situation going on now in Pattaya, in Chonburi, right near Pattaya. Um, Crazy. Once again, I don't know the details. I just see the headlines. I don't want to read into this, but it's everywhere. It's hard to miss if you're on social media and in Asia. And all my algorithm is now geared towards news, so I see everything without even wanting to see it. Sometimes I forget not to go on Facebook, so by habit I just press it, and then oh, there goes my day. I gotta look into all this shit. So General MacArthur. Oh yeah, I just saw that too. Knife please the fifth, right? Nothing to do in Samar except make babies. Sometimes that's all you need. When you go to Asia, you have to find something to do. You can't just go bar every day. You still need purpose. Yes, and a lot of times people forget this. A bacon sandwich is right. After the first few weeks, months even of just enjoying yourself, having drinks at bars and meeting new people, at some point you probably best for your mental health, your physical health too, and your financial health to find a hobby of some sort, a purpose. For me, it's not bars, but it's cafes. How many cafes can I go to in a day, right? It gets a little redundant, boring if I don't have a purpose. Lucky for me, YouTube is extremely time consuming. So I am filled with this, but if I wasn't, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. Thailand more dangerous for tourists? Like how? Well, just anything. Look how many murders are happening in Thailand, balcony falls, kidnappings. Uh, there's a lot more. Even road accidents are way worse in Thailand than in the Philippines. Look, statistically speaking, on any measure, when it comes to tourist specific, Thailand is worse. And you don't have to even look at ChatGPT to tell you that if you've been to both of these places. The only thing that is higher, I say, in the Philippines when it comes to tourist crimes and danger for them is tourist on tourist crimes, such as like Chinese on Chinese, Korean on Korean. That's worse in the Philippines than it is in Thailand. But overall speaking, number one, just by math alone, mathematically, Thailand gets what 5 to 10 times more tourists a year. So obviously, it's going to be more dangerous statistically speaking. But if you're going to go on average, even then, I would say it's probably more dangerous. I've got enough to do every day, all mostly hobby. That's great. Good stuff, man. That's how you should live. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff like this, and also mental. A lot of people in Thailand are drugs as well, the same as the Philippines, but it's just different here. Alex, can you name two or three places that you like around Manila? I've only been there like 1 week in total. I did all the touristy thing like intramurals and whatever, right? Mall of Asia, whatnot. But I don't really know any other places. I mainly stayed in BGC for my short time there, so I'm not the right person for that. I'm mainly based in Cebu. Every time I see an expat YouTuber on my recommended, I block it. I'm glad you haven't blocked me, man. So thank you. But yeah, sometimes it becomes some people you just can't because you can hear people's opinions are formulated by other people's videos, So maybe you don't want like regurgitated material from someone you no, maybe doesn't have enough experience, especially if they just came to the Philippines. It makes sense if somebody comes to the Philippines and they start a channel and document every single day how they get established, because that's like you're living their life as they're coming there, similar to what you might be doing, or just interesting. But if I tell you, hey, don't date women online, and the next guy says, don't date women online, and the next guy said, don't date women online, eventually they start to sound similar. And I know for sure there's people that obviously watch my channel, they get inspired, motivated, or whatever to make their own. That's totally fine. But when you hear like the exact same words, like, buddy, you could have at least changed it a little bit, you know? The Thai people have had a lot more time and volume to practice, perfect their scams. In the past, yes, but right now, I guarantee you, more scamming happens in the Philippines than it does in Thailand. 100%. I'll bet my life and my house on it. Ocean Park, yeah, marine venue, it's fun. Speaking of fun, I went to Bana Hills. Sauna Hill. For the first time in like 20 years of my life, I went to like an amusement park, which was kind of crazy. But it was geared towards adults a little bit, mainly. So it was fun, great time. I went there to see the Golden Bridge, the hands. But I didn't know it was inside of an amusement park, and I didn't know it was 2 kilometer cable car ride up a mountain. I was blown away. It was really impressive. So I'm like, all right, nice. It was really fun. Not gonna lie, great time. So what is this little button here? Move, bro. Just returned to the Philippines today. I was there for 2 weeks. Returned from the Philippines. I was there for 2 weeks. As always, I had a wonderful time. I stayed in a beautiful Airbnb, Tagaytay. It's expensive there, but worth it. Yeah, this is what I mean. When you're coming in for just 2 weeks, I'd expect people to spend a little bit more, not really care about prices, have a great time, do activities. Um, then that's totally fine. But it's a very different experience than someone living maybe in the province with nothing to do, right? So you see what I'm saying? And now your experience can't just be like, oh, all Filipinos are great, and somebody that experience can be all Filipinos are negative and bad. It's not really true, but I'm glad you shared that, and I'm glad you had a great time. Most of those comments come from guys that don't have a passport or in another country, still in the basement. Unfortunately, that's true. And a lot of time people feel very powerful behind a keyboard, but that's nothing new. If you've been online, you know people are the bravest online. I didn't like it. Da Nang, I didn't like for one main reason. My expectations were different than what I saw. Because I don't know why, in my mind, Da Nang was like a small little town with a beautiful beach and a few cafes. I don't, surprisingly, I never do any research on anywhere I travel. I don't know if you guys know that about me. All I care about is my visa. Do I have access to this country? How long can I stay? Everything else, I don't watch zero, nothing on YouTube because I don't like seeing things. I just want to experience them firsthand. I want to drop and land somewhere like a baby. I want to experience and feel everything for the first time. So for me, I was completely thrown off by how busy and big Da Nang was. Every single street looks like another downtown. You know, Koreatown, like little Tokyo. I don't know. Like everything just seemed like way too much. Like imagine Pattaya, but like 10 times, probably 20 times bigger. Not everywhere is like a red light district. I don't mean that, but I mean like it was just busy. Things are happening. Condos being put up like everywhere you look. Everywhere you look, there's brand new like 40-story condos going up. It was extremely busy. It just wasn't what I thought in my head. So for that reason, it was a little disappointing. But it is a great place if you just want the beach, you want a lake, you want cost of living, you want accessibility, you want good internet, you want multiple restaurants everywhere. The women, forget it. I'm going back to Da Nang tomorrow. I forgot about that. But yeah, so for those reasons, definitely a great place. But I think personally, I just had this different thing in my head for some reason. That was not true. Okay. What is we talking about? Let's see. Let's go back. I haven't been to Vietnam yet. I'm assuming it's similar to Thailand, Philippines, where there's tons of annoying honkers selling random stuff in the touristy places. Not as annoying as those two places. Vietnamese people are a bit different, a little bit better than both those countries. Definitely not as bad as Philippines for sure. Thailand isn't so bad. I mean, tourist places there are, but like the Philippines is the worst from those countries by far, unless we're talking about India. Even then, it wasn't that bad. The Philippines is the worst when it comes to honkers selling shit. Thailand doesn't have really homeless population, so you're not going to be bothered by that. And then Vietnam is a bit better than both those countries when it comes to hawkers and vendors trying to sell you things. But let's take a break. We're closing 1.5 hours of me doing this with this studio light shining in my eye holes. Do me a favor. If you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel. I mean, you're sitting there anyways. Call Everest College. Hit that like button and be like Professor. Professor. Send them super things. Make me a male version of a female on YouTube. But let's go back to what we were talking about. YouTubers lying, kind of. Not really lying, but not being accurate regarding their experience in the Philippines, right? Different people have different perspectives, right? YouTube would be better if you could give it a prompt like GPT of what you like to watch, rather than crap it keeps trying to guess you like. I mean, they have a search button, right? But I know what you mean when it comes to the algorithm suggesting videos. It's getting really bad, man. Like if I see a random video and I click on it, I'll see like three or four. So, like I just clicked on why the airplane can fly 19 hours, and then every single video after that was like about airplanes and like jet fuel. I'm like, buddy, it was just one video. Leave me alone. There should be like a minimum of two or three, at least three. If you consecutively click on three videos regarding apples, then go ahead and show me some Apple related videos. But one time, one, come on, man. Yo, Professor is killing it today. Just became a new member. Shout out to Professor. Thank you. Did you guys know I offer memberships on this? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna give you any additional benefits. If you just want to support a channel, you can become a member. Of course, you're gonna be highlighted. You're gonna get a super sticker or a little different type of icon. But as far as me doing extra, we just don't have enough members right now for me to do like a members only live stream or something. I think a lot of it is because I don't really promote memberships, because I don't think I offer any value to you guys. So I don't want to just be about me, but maybe I can do something. Where is this? Your channel? My channel? How do you? I don't even know how to like include membership link. Let me. How to add membership to YouTube link. There's got to be some easy way I can just. No, made for kids. Don't get it. Let's see. Can I figure this out? I'm gonna try, because I think we have a strong 40 people showing here. If I go to you guys want to see my shit? I'll show you guys my shit. I'll show you guys the back end of YouTube. Actually, before I do that, let me see how much. Here, you guys want to see? Let's take a look. Why not? Alex is feeling generous and open today. I told you guys not to reveal too much information, but this is not something that's going to affect me. What am I doing? Sharing my screen? Yeah, share my screen. Wow. Channel Content Studio. So here's for those of you that think YouTubers are rich, and I think I have a pretty good channel, but you guys can see the earnings here, estimated revenue, right? $6. What can I do with $6, bro? $9, $2. We're making $2 from videos, bro. 25. That ain't not bad, but that is like my most popular video on the channel, right? 11,000. So this is what I'm talking about. And then you can consider 30% is gone already, blah, blah, blah. So you can see these are not very impressive numbers, right? $5, 35. Ooh, 35, I'm rich. So what? So here's a perfect example. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. If you look at this video here, it has 11, let's just say 12,000, because it's got 11,960. 12,000 views made 25 bucks. But if you look at this video here, 6,000, half of that, but make $10 more. Well, why is that? How could that even be possible? Because I'll tell you why. The viewers for this video are mainly Americans. because it says 3 arrests and killing of American Philippines. Chances are more Americans watch this video than more Americans watching the one I just mentioned earlier with 11,000. So this shows you that the more viewers you have from the US, Canada, Australia, some of these countries, the more money you make. That's why a lot of people first they would try to figure out who the audience is, then they work backwards to try and like actually go ahead and make a video. So what was I doing here? Number one, I was coming to memberships, right? So I think that is under earn memberships. Hey, look at me. I got 1 member. Woo, 3 totals. This is why we don't do too many member related stuff. But shouldn't there be like a link? I'll figure this out later. But you can become a member if you want, is my point. I probably showed you guys a whole bunch of sensitive information. Who knows? Why is it hot? Am I sweating because I'm worried you guys saw my whole life story? Maybe. Okay. Smell you later. See you, bro. Thank you for being here. I forgot who that was. But let me go back up. It's great, really, but it's typhoon season. We got caught in the storm, lightning striking everywhere while we were eating. Mad scary. I guess this is in the place you mentioned earlier. Yeah, province life is scary. From my brother Robert Cole. Thai really over foreigners. What does that mean? I'm a Lithuanian gay man, and I don't understand why do some foreigners dislike Filipino and Thai gay men. I don't know, bro. That community is zero. I don't have no. My best friends when I go to those countries, they help me. What? Let me see. I'm a Lithuanian gay man, and I don't understand why do some foreign dislike Filipino and Thai gay men and transgender women. They are my best friends. When I go to those countries, they help me. I think it's because they probably got scammed by a trans or gay man. It's nothing to do with their sexuality. It's probably because those people are online misleading them and trying to get money from them. Maybe not your friends, but people like them. Why do you think they're trans? It's not because they feel like a woman inside. Trust me, it's not because of that. It's because tits will get you money. That's it. Very, very simple. I'm sure there's one person, one, maybe 2 people in the world, I'd say. Probably like 5 people that genuinely feel like they're trapped inside of a man's body. The rest of them are men putting on boobies to make some moonies. That's it. Exit chat, then join Alex. Memberships? Come on back. Can you go live more often? I will. Like I said, this is gonna be like a daily thing, I think. Especially in a couple weeks when I gotta do some stuff right now. But the point is, I'm gonna do my video at the beginning. After 15 minutes, we'll do a live stream, talk to you guys. We'll talk about all kinds of stuff. Why not? Richie Rich, yeah, big time supporter of this channel. Bro, I can't even remember anymore. Did we meet in the mall a long time ago? I think we did. We definitely met at some kind of event, but I meet so many people, especially when I was in the Philippines, I forget half the people. Also, if you guys want to watch a good couple channel, check out Richie Rich Abroad. Highly recommend it. Very good content, high value production, much better than mine. I'll tell you that. But thank you. I'll definitely go ahead and do a bit more with the memberships situation. Since I'll be doing these live, I'll be better. I mean, more often, I'll be more prepared. Thank you. I think I will. Richie, I think I have to put a bit more effort into making more money from YouTube because, I don't want to have to like basically delete the channel or something. Your American viewers that live in the Philippines need to use VPN when watching your videos. Otherwise, it'll show up as Philippines, which doesn't pay well for you. It's true. That is true, but I don't think I'm going to even bother asking my viewers to do that. Seems like a lot of work. majority of VPNs are like not reliable. There are some free versions, but I think it's just a step too far of asking my audience to switch to VPN to watch my videos to get maybe 30% more on a $30 overall video. You know what I mean? So I think it's just a bit too much. But thank you, and that is an accurate statement. Philippines has a lot of gay dudes, a lot more than other countries. Just saying. That is factually true based on recent reports. Ha ha ha! What was controversial take? I don't know, but was that was a controversial take? I don't think so. This was released multiple times. Well, if you want to believe the data, but this is something I do actually believe based on my own experience. What people don't realize, this is the same thing when it comes to transgender individuals. There's a lot more in the Philippines than there is in Thailand, like a lot. And because in Thailand, most of those are in red light district exclusively, and sometimes obviously in the general public. In the Philippines, they're everywhere. They're working at Metro, they're at cafes, they're online. It's just a lot more of them. Oh yes, they are over foreigners because of the way a lot of foreigners act. Right, they're shutting down a whole bunch of illegal businesses. Eh, Thailand is dealing with a big problem when it comes to an influx of Israelis, Russians, and Indians, and Chinese, of course. And sometimes when you have a large group coming at the same time, you have issues and problems. Yeah, the meet and greet for sure. I remember that, but I just couldn't remember if we met at the mall as well. Oh no, that was Steven. My bad, Steven and Bay. Okay. How long did you live in the Philippines? First time I went there was 2019, and only recently I've left for a long period of time. I think it's been almost 11 months since the last time I was there. Just because I've been traveling quite a bit extensively. Not because I don't want to be there, but then the typhoons happened, the earthquakes happened, and they kept pushing it back and back, and eventually time, gets in the way. When I had my bar in the Philippines, we had a gay night on Wednesdays. They spent the most money out of all the days, but some of the cat fights they caught a cheater were off the scale. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. Not at all, man. You guys are good people. Good people deserve good shout outs, and I hope you guys just blow up. Keep doing your thing. Your channel is going to be successful. You're going to find your niche, and one of these days, one of your videos is going to take off, and you have like 30,000 new subscribers, and boom, Bob's your uncle, Let's take a look right now. Why not? Whoa, nearly 12,000. That ain't not bad, bro. That ain't not bad. I think you guys may have recently had a boost of some sort. Let's take a look at Richie Richard Broad. You know what? Let's watch something. Yeah, don't copyright me, bro. Wouldn't that be funny?
Just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an idea and a drive to bring it to life.
Describe what. Oh, we're watching ads. Come on.
On you with an NBA star player. Would you take?
Oh, let me find something different. Hey, this is how it started, huh? I'm creeping your channel, bro. This is all public, so I hope. Hey, this is what I mean. This is. You guys know.
I wanted to meet her family, but not as her voice.
Yeah, that's why I made it clear to my family this is my workmate, my YouTube mate.
We were doing that. We were doing. We're still doing everything. Yeah, we gotta stay.
I wasn't in Saigon, also I would have hit them up too.
Again. Right. Sorry, Mom. We're going to stay late. Hey, that's all we do now.
Mom will know my tricks.
What is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Rich Broad. I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And this is Cheng.
Today we got a special treat for you guys. We are in the home of two good friends, Steven and Bear, out here in Ho Chi Minh City. If you haven't heard of their channel, what's the name of you guys' channel?
Philippines and Post.
Definitely check into the channel. But in the meantime, between time, we're going to interview them and let you guys know a little bit more about them.
So before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that tiny notification bell so you get updated on the latest uploads from our channel.
And stay to the end of the video because you know we got bloopers, a lot of bloopers with this group.
For sure.
Gonna keep you rolling on the ground.
And don't forget
Anyways,
to leave your
so you get the idea. They make some good content. Check them out. Have you seen Paul Regular Bruce Broke on 3-year overstay in the Philippines? I haven't. I don't, like I said many times, I don't really follow other channels, not because I don't want to, but there's just too many of them. I know too many of them personally, and I just don't have the time to follow those channels. People that know me, I message them privately, and they know what's up. So I don't know who this guy is or what happened to him. If you want to share it, let us know the story so we can have some gossip to talk about. Yeah, no worry, man. No worries about the plug. Okay, so what else can we talk about? YouTubers. So I don't think, like I said, YouTubers purposely lie, but everybody, even myself, have an agenda of how to present, or at least a kind of approach to every single video. And if that approach is not something you align with or believe in, if they don't have credibility in your eyes, there's so many people out there. Discover some new channels. Put in topics that you're interested in, see what kind of channels come up. But it's definitely easier and better for any YouTube channel in the Philippines to be positive than negative. So if that's something you want to kind of keep in the back of your mind, of course you want to be well balanced, but you also kind of then, because drama sells either way, good or bad. If you over exaggerate how great the Philippines beaches are, it's going to get you views. If you want to over exaggerate how amazing the Philippines people are, it's going to get you great views. If you want to talk about how great the food in the Philippines is, it's going to get you great views. Same as the opposite, but not as much, in my opinion. At least in the Philippines, you want to be negative a lot, you might just get like a very dedicated core group of people that just like gossip. They want to hear negative shit because it makes themselves feel good. A lot of people are just struggling. Maybe their life is not that good. Maybe they're not in the Philippines, but they want to be. So when they hear something negative, they can feel a little bit better about their life. So that's also, one of those things. That's all I can say about that. We don't care, dude. What like about your channel? Okay, Richie Rich says, what I like about your channel is that you bring us the real skinny and stuff happening here. Thank you. And I'm going to continue doing that. I'll bring in like some more news and stuff. I'll try to sprinkle in some positivity, but unfortunately, it is what it is. I might as well just go with it. People want to know the news, and they don't want to sometimes always only hear the positives. And I shall be the bearer of bad news when I have to be. We all have an agenda for sure, but I think a lot of people want to embellish, yes, the truth to make themselves look better. YouTube loves the drama. It sure does. Okay, so that's it. I think I'm going to do like 8 more minutes. We still got over 40 people watching. So might as well continue. I mean, I'm sitting here anyways. But I'm just trying to see what I have in the fridge. Should I make a coffee? I feel like a coffee right now. I'm gonna make myself. Yo, don't let's. Who else got a channel open here? Let's watch somebody's video while I make it. You know what, Richie, you're getting it today, bro. You are gonna be the star of the show. We're gonna watch another one of your videos while I make a coffee quickly. Actually, shouldn't even take that long. Never mind. Just hold on here. Quick time. Hey, yo, it's looking nice in here. So I'll tell you guys about my recent travels in the past 3 months. Your man's been all over Europe and Central Asia. Some of the places I've been were Italy, Rome, not just Rome, Austria, Italy, Bosnia, Azerbaijan, China. There was another one, Egypt, Thailand, Vietnam. That is why it's called Living Abroad. Well, no, it's called Asia Now before the other channel. But no, I had a great time. In my experience in the past 3 months, that is what I set out to do, to travel as many countries as possible. And I'm living my dream. So you guys have made that possible. Thank you all for that. I do appreciate every single one of you guys watching, even the silent viewers, of course. Many people, I would say probably 90% of viewers don't comment or watch or do much, but that's enough support for me to continue doing this. And of course, the people that go above and beyond is more appreciated. But my point is, it's because of all you guys, I'm able to do what I can do, because I'm not quite there at the age of retirement. I still make money through YouTube. I still travel, and it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for you guys. All the sponsors that reach out to me and I collaborate with, the people that simply comment and just share their experience about the Philippines, gives me ideas to discuss different topics. You guys keep the show going. If you didn't comment, this would last 15 minutes maximum. I would have read my initial thing and that would be it. But now we're here pushing 2 hours. So yeah, just know that you're making a difference, and I do truly appreciate it. Does the Kerry channel work for the Philippines BI? Haha. I don't think she does. This must be a comment about something else. Hi, Alice. This is Cheng from Richard Broad. I just wanted to say thank you for always keeping the expat community informed about what's happening, especially in the Philippines. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you guys for being real. People, I think I'm a very good reader of people, and I know when I see good people, and you two are good people. And even if we haven't met many times or whatever, well, you know something, you know something. You don't 6K to live here. You don't 6K what? You don't you don't need 6,000 to live here? That's true. Did I even turn that on? I don't think I turned on the kettle, bro. Come on, man. What am I doing? Oh, did I turn it on? Oh, I did. I'm so smart. So let's do it. One Vietnamese coffee coming right up. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I don't want to lose my viewers. I'm not a girl. I can't afford to lose my viewers. Can you guys even hear me? Oh, I'm back now. So. Man is dressed all in black. A lot of us use your channel for expat news. You always seem to know what's going on here in Asia. Thank you. I do know a lot, and that just took its toll on me. Doing that for 2 years, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to stop for a bit. But I'm moving forward. I'll focus mainly on Philippines content, since that's basically the majority of my channel. Why not give people what they want instead of trying to please everybody? Let's just focus on the Philippines. Feeling like Jerry Seinfeld. What about these Panay and their cell phones? I don't think I understand that reference. I thought Seinfeld was one of the most unfunniest shows I ever even. I could not watch an episode. I tried multiple times. I just couldn't. Another show like that for me was another TV show was that bank heist, that Spanish stupid show. But yeah, I don't get it. Same time tomorrow? Yeah, probably approximately this time on the World Reporter. Why not? Have you tried other platforms like Twitch? I have not. I'm like a very lazy YouTuber. I'm not gonna lie. In some ways, there's a lot more I could be doing that I don't do. Like Facebook, I have like zero presence on Facebook. But I know people like Carrie make most of their money on Facebook, just because of the numbers I see. I should really start looking into that. I mean, I make these videos anyways. Why not just put them up on Facebook too, right? But like, that's probably a good source of revenue. I've never been a guy about like getting rich or whatever, right? So I'm comfortable as long as I'm just living normally. So maybe that's something like I don't have ambition when it comes to monetary gains. As long as I have enough to eat and sleep and live, I'm fine. So I need to start pushing a bit more, I think, when it comes to different platforms, because I'm already making the content. Why not release it on multiple platforms? I've thought about hiring somebody. I just don't have enough trust in people to do things in time. I put out videos daily. These are like 2 hour videos. How's this guy gonna have time to do this daily? So there's a lot of like angles and questions, and if it's not broken, why break it? What is that saying? If it's not broken, don't fix it if it ain't broke, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good day, Elite PC Tech is in the house. King Real Estate says, I really do not like the Philippines. The cities are very slummy, and Thailand, Cambodia, and Vietnam beat it hands down in every facet, in my honest opinion. You know what, bro? I cannot disagree with that statement. But if you do your research and your homework, you should know that the Philippines is still not like it's a developing country. It's battered by typhoons, corruption. There's a lot of issues with the Philippines that you may not see visibly as a tourist or short-time visitor in these other two countries, right? So I don't think it's a really fair comparison because I do not think the Philippines themselves think they're on the same level as these other two countries. So it's not fair for us to judge them on something that they're not even in a competition for in that sense, right? Because just recently, I mean, you see in all over social media, the Filipino people that travel would rather travel to Vietnam or Thailand instead of their own country because they voice the same concerns. Not enough value for money. The hotels are expensive. Transportation not easy. The infrastructure and the flights and all this stuff can be problematic, right? So they know, but you got to look at the root cause of those things and can you actually do anything about it? Maybe you don't care, like buddy, I just want to go somewhere that's nice for me, and that's fair. But there are some reasons for these things, and I think it's not totally fair to just I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I can't disagree with what you're saying, but my point is the reasons for this, right? And whether we like the reasons or don't like them, they are still there. And Filipino people have to live in these slummy streets, right? So if it's not really something you can handle, then it's understandable why you'd want to visit a place that's a bit more ahead of its neighbors like the Philippines. Yeah, so let's talk about some things that maybe the Philippines does do a lot better than Vietnam or Thailand. Number one, English. And this sounds silly, but that could be the deal breaker for many people why they would stay in the Philippines rather than Vietnam or Thailand. Because when the language, the communication isn't as seamless, that can determine the type of day you're having. Maybe you're not a person that really wants to be translating everything or having a conversation with your potential Philip or Vietnamese or Thai partner where you can't understand half the stuff she says, she can't understand half the stuff you say, right? So that's why the Philippines is much more attractive to some people. Another thing is by far one of the main draws to the Philippines for people is the women. They're just a lot friendlier, easier to date. Why that is up to you to determine, but it's true. Now you can, of course, date women in any country, but you could just have a lot more options in the Philippines. That's it. Another thing that's even more important than any of those two is the visa. How many people here are actually retired that can be on an whatever investment visa or marriage visa, whatever it is? 90% or more of people in the Philippines are on a tourist visa. So when you don't have to leave the country for up to 3 years, what else can you ask for? Now, those three things alone can be way more beneficial to some people than Thailand or Vietnam. So what if I cannot eat Filipino food? They got me a kitchen in the bedroom or in the studio, whatever. There's grocery stores everywhere, wet markets. If you have to go to those to get all your produce and your meats and such, cook your own. If you're too lazy, hire somebody. Hire the woman that comes in 3 times a day or twice a day. She buys the groceries and makes the food and goes home. Or maybe she don't go home. My point is, there are many options in the Philippines. Yeah, some people prefer Vietnam over the Philippines, and that's just fine. Obviously, look where I'm at right now. So I'm not one saying one is better than the other thing, but just like When you go to a buffet, when I go to a buffet, I don't go straight for the prime rib only. Okay, I start off with that maybe. Okay, let's get some prime rib, get that, hunger taken care of. But now I'm just ready to experience some little different things. Maybe now I want to try the pasta a little bit, the fish, What's up with those chicken wings? Yumbo, chicken wing. I'm hungry right now. The point is, maybe somebody comes in and only dines 40 chicken wings and they go home. So that could be the Philippines for some people. So there's so many different things. Come on, man. I have to add, you do add comedic timing in your videos. Come on, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's true. I don't know what else to say. Some of the stuff just makes me scratch my head. Have you watched Banged Up Abroad? I've heard of this dude. I'm sure I recognize him if like I see his. Is that the bald guy, or is that Bald and Bankrupt? Banged Up Abroad, British television series. Oh, it's not even a person. My bad. No, I have not. I'm sure it's like getting in trouble in different countries. They do make some very good, tailored clothes for sure, and at affordable prices. And yeah, I agree. I'll be a mod in your Twitch streams. Let me know. You can also do IRL streaming on Twitch. Yeah, I guess I think it's like for a younger crowd, right? How many of you guys are on Twitch right now? Probably nobody, and like maybe one or two of you guys, I should say. And if you don't have the views and the audience, then I'm sure you can't make money. So no rent. I am aiming at a 400 euro. No, that's not a euro. Is that a pound? What is that? That's a British pound symbol. What did I say, euro? I'm just losing my mind. In Philippines, no rent. I expect it will go. We will go over. Who is we? How many people you're feeding? Where you living at? What's your electricity cost? Because that could be nearly that much alone these days. Yeah. So there's a lot of unknowns there. Could I do it without rent? Yeah, I could live in the Philippines, 400 pounds. So that's what, five times six, like about 30,000 pesos easily just for food, I guess, and transportation. Why not? It'd be tight, but yeah, you could do it. If you don't have to pay a rent, obviously your budget drops a lot. Bro, me and Chang just had the same convo last night about being lazy YouTubers. It's 10 minutes more to add our content to TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We could do better. Yeah, we could all do better, right? But let's be real. At some point, you don't want to cross to the point of just making your life all about content, right? Like I think because I feel like we're both from the same generations. Like, first of all, personally, I still feel a little uncomfortable being on social media. I'm not really one to take photos and selfies and I don't know what's that word, flex or flaunt my shit. But like I do it for my job. So if I don't have to be on there, I typically don't. And you don't want to cross into just work life balance, then why did you leave your country if you're going to work just as hard in the Philippines, right? So, yeah, I get what you're saying, and I think we're both kind of like we're just doing what we can, the bare minimum needed. It's like any other job, I guess. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not the same one that feels like they can do better. I've been there 3 times now, and I just don't like the people. They are too westernized, in my opinion, in my honest opinion. As an expat for 30 years in Southeast Asia, the Philippines is last on my list. When you say westernized, yeah, they're a lot like Americans and Canadians. They have a huge influence, historically speaking, culturally speaking, and with the rise of social media, with every single Filipina with a phone in their hand, watching TikTok and Instagram and YouTube all day, you can easily see the influence that the West has on the Philippines. And I completely agree that they are westernized for sure. Just coming back from Thailand, now that I think about it, I barely saw people on their phone. I mean, not nowhere near compared to the Philippines. So that says a lot. Where the culture is very different. They're really hardworking people, and I've seen so many women on the streets working, which was the most I've seen in any country. So that says a lot that they don't solely rely on a man. Number one, or they're not saying this doesn't happen everywhere, but just from just overall observing the society, it seems that like a bit more traditional in the sense that they follow their own customs and traits, whereas in Filipinos tend to be a bit more Americanized, if that's the proper word or whatever. But once again, a lot of people like that. A lot of people love the fact that they can step off the plane in Cebu and go straight into a Kenny Rogers and TGI Friday, and speaking the same kind of language to the hostess and the server than me having to translate to the Vietnamese girl. No mayonnaise on my sandwich for the fifth time, please. I still get it. So you see what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you, man. Hi, sir. Where are you? Are you still in Europe or back in the Philippines? I'm not back in the Philippines yet. I'm slowly working my way east and south back to the Philippines. Hopefully, in a couple of months maximum. I'm thinking 3 months, if everything goes according to the plan from now till then. Afternoon. Good afternoon. Oh, ooh, yeah, I want to talk about this. Most of the women I found to be overweight. Sorry, I went there to try and live here. I went to Duma, Bohol, Siquijor, Manila, Cebu, etc. Anyway, I finished my rant. Speaking of overweight, I've never seen such slim people as a community than I saw in Vietnam. I rarely saw an overweight woman. Like I thought Thailand was like that, but right now in Thailand there are many overweight people. They're becoming a lot like the Philippines when it comes to the diets and acceptability and what society thinks as attractive. Of course, pale skin is slim, pale skin, tall. Still number one, mixed race. But the fatties are definitely making it to regular society, which is good for me because I'm fat. But my point is, for the women's perspective, a lot of Vietnamese women were slim, not just like not fat, but like slim. They have the same kind of beauty standards as China, which whether you like it or not, it's not really our place to say, but does look good to the eyes when they wear those traditional long dresses. I'm going back tomorrow, bro. See you guys later. I love Ho Chi Minh City. Would definitely come back and explore other parts of Vietnam, like Sapa and Da Nang. Yeah, I was gonna go to Sapa. Sabah, right? Sapa. Sabah is in Malaysia. Yeah, Sapa for sure. I think it's a bit cooler there. You have to go to Da Nang. It's definitely for me. It was just because I didn't know what I was getting into, and it was a bit too much. Not really, but like I just thought it was like a tranquil Chiang Mai or a Chiang Rai or Penang kind of vibe, but it was just like a busy, like there's a lot of cool things to do there. Da Nang is really nice in that sense. So it wasn't just as small as I thought. It's really big, bigger, like four different bridges. You got like the Dragon Bridge, the red. So the layout of the land is pretty cool. You have the mainland, then there's a river, then there's another like land, then there's the beach. So it's kind of like it's like a Reuben sandwich of land, or I should say a club sandwich. But anyways, check it out. Yeah, if you've not been to Vietnam, you have to go there. You cannot miss Vietnam. And that's one more thing. If you're traveling to Southeast Asia, please just look around. Like take even if you have a wife or a girlfriend, take her with you, man. Go check out Vietnam, check out Thailand. Malaysia is so underrated still, even though they get way more tourists than you'd ever expect. Look it up. See how many tourists Malaysia gets. Um, Indonesia, not just Bali. Forget Bali. There's a lot of beautiful places. Yeah, perfectly said. One cannot express their personal choice on anyone. You are where you want to be. That is very true. Hey, Alex, how was your experience in Central Asia? I was in Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan years ago, and I seriously loved it over there. I had a wonderful time. I went to both those places. Kyrgyzstan, I had the most fun because it was a bit more like Russian, I guess, a little bit. Kazakhstan was nice too. I just missed the melons, man. The one beauty about traveling is like you get different varieties of things that you not easily find in the previous country. So in tropical countries like we are now, mangoes, bananas, passion fruits, dragon fruit, rambutan, all these longan, they're in pretty much every Southeast Asian country. They're delicious, they're sweet, but try to get a melon here, good luck, bro. First of all, if you want to try the Japanese melon, it's going to cost you the price of your mortgage. Expensive. If you want to get the regular honeydew and cantaloupe, for example, because you got like a thick layer of skin because they picked it too young just to transport it from wherever. It's not that good. But in Central Asia, some of those melons you get, oh my God, cherries, strawberries. I was eating kilos at a time, bro. Stomach painful, but I didn't care. Bread, meats, skewers, different vibes, different flavors. Even when it comes to dating, you get yourself one of those and you're never leaving, bro. You're not going anywhere. You ain't going nowhere. So definitely not easy to get. But if you have game, or if you're the type of person that pays for it directly, I don't do Twitch, Kick, or Rumble. It's too much work. There's so many of them, right? British pounds, yeah, that's what I thought. At first, it looked like the euro, but I'm like, that don't look that no E. 400 pounds to 32,000. Yeah, so I was pretty close. We got some mathematicians in the house. I'm not going to read the full message, but no, I will never change my position about trans people. Filipino are hard workers, though lots of them work in the NHS, National Health Service, as nurse here in the UK. They are, of course, but there's a lot of them. The population of the Philippines is very large. So mathematically, even speaking, unemployment, although the Philippines government doesn't like to admit it, and they have different statistics there, just living in the Philippines, you realize a lot of people are struggling one way or the other, whether they cannot find jobs, whether the expectations and the requirements for a job is extremely high. To work at a regular grocery store, you need like a bachelor degree and all this shit. So people just simply don't qualify for some of these basic jobs, because competition is too high. There's too many people, just a handful of jobs, for example. So yeah, they're hardworking people, but sometimes if you don't have the opportunity to work hard, then you just kind of give up. And that is a reality, whether, like I said, you and I like it or not, is just the way things are. 100% true. Even in the Philippines, you will find Filipinos who can't speak much English, especially in the provinces, but it's easier to find a girlfriend who speaks English and can translate for you. Yeah, Philippines is just makes relationships easy, but also it can be kind of like a trap a little bit. So be careful. Not every Filipino is going to be great, just like not every American Canadian is going to be great. So you just got to find someone that is compatible with you. You found a place for free food, electricity, and air conditioning? Methinks it's too good to be true, unless it's your own house. I don't know. It's the Philippines diet. So much fried food. Yeah, it is terrible eating habits. The only thing I was ordering on Grab was Chuki, and then I was told it's full of hormones. They grow a full chicken in 6 weeks. Yeah, whatever it is, it's not worse than the U.S. Let's even Canada or these Western countries that get industrialized fucking chicken. Why is the chicken breast bigger than my titty, bro? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Eating habits can be better for sure. Malaysia, truly the best Southeast Asian country. I've been there 3 times and I loved every single trip. The different things and amazing on every level. And also, Malaysians speak English very well. Food, yes, from all over the world in Malaysia and really know how to cook. People friendly and great beaches. One thing I do, yeah, they do have some great beaches. One thing I liked about Malaysia was that the cooking methods weren't all the same. For example, as mentioned previously, many foods in the Philippines is basically deep fried one way or the other, right? But in Malaysia, you got clay pots, you got steamed, you got all this like different methods of cooking your food, which is kind of good. Hey, we got a $2 super thanks from Matthew Watts Wood. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the support. Much respect to you. I want international. No, I went to an international university in Malaysia. Loved it, Malaysia. This is a good, solid of people. Yeah, they're a mixture of everybody in Malaysia. I agree. It's a personal choice on what floats your boat. But until you go to Vietnam, Thailand, Cambodia, or Laos, you cannot make an informed decision. Okay, I'll sit back to watch. Nah, man, feel free to comment. There's no right or wrong answer. Just because I feel a certain way doesn't mean that's how you will feel or that's how you should feel, right? These are my opinions. If you guys want to watch my travels through Malaysia, all these countries I've talked about, you can find them on Living Abroad. If you didn't know by now, I'm sure all you guys do know, I do have another channel which is geared towards mainly now reactions to drama on Rafi Tofel. But on there, if you just put in like Living Abroad Asia, Malaysia, for example, or wherever, you'll see a whole bunch of videos from Indonesia, Malaysia, all these places I've been to. Japan. we love melons. Watermelon, cantaloupe, yum. I love to retire. Malaysia, currently working in Korea. I'm half Filipino and Norwegian. Korea is good for work, but everyday life is square. Yeah, these countries, I'm sure a lot of them are the same. These like first world countries, developed countries, cost of living is very high. So yeah, just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean you're really necessarily enjoying life once you consider how much your rent, transportation, food, insurance, all the garbage license fees is. You're just like, man, I'd rather be in the Philippines making 500, but at least have like most of my day to myself. Some people would think that way. Why not? But yeah, cool. Thank you for sharing. Are you doing lives daily? Whenever I make Asia Now videos, I think I will. Like I've discussed before. So what's gonna happen is like I'm gonna put this camera behind my laptop camera for the first 15 minutes, make a video like I would for Asia Now, so I can edit later. And as a continuation, we'll just go ahead and do a live stream because I think the live stream. I mean, today you guys were very generous, right, with the super thanks and super stickers. But if they stay even relatively the same, it might make sense for me to do them regularly because 2.5 hours is a long time, you know. So, shit, we're doing 2.5 hours, but I feel comfortable because you guys keep asking questions. Uh, how's it going? Not bad, bro. We're just chilling, talking about YouTube and all kinds of stuff as usual. Yeah, Malaysia does have very low crime, by the way. Malaysia crime is low among foreigners, though there is biker gangs and underground gangs, but they deal among themselves. True, very true. Not very often we hear about crimes in Malaysia. Last major thing was like scam hubs or something like with illegal work or something like that. That's also true. Speaking English is not comprehension, but it's still a lot better than speaking Vietnamese, right? Or Thai. I know what you mean, but in comparison. I would take Singapore over Malay and any day of the week. Yeah, but cost of living, right? You got to consider, can you make a living in Singapore? Singapore. Malaysia and Malaysians are awesome, but it's a tad boring, in my honest opinion. Yeah, depends. I mean, they still have bars and stuff if that's what we're into. They still have women. There's a lot of like Filipinos working there, OFWs. A lot of Indonesians come down for a couple of weeks and they kind of feel free. People from Nepal there, Indians. There's a like a lot of people. But for a newbie, if you're there for a few days and haven't kind of understood like what's going on, yeah, I agree completely. What's the cost comparison? Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam versus Cambodia. Okay, that is an excellent question, which I will answer in a second. But I just see a nice donation here. Richie Rich Abroad. Thank you so much, man. Too kind. Thanks again for the shout outs, Alex. We've been watching both your channels for a while now because we love Rafi shows and the news. When you get back to Manila, come through and holler at your boy. Definitely, Richie. Thank you. Chang as well. You guys have a great day if you're leaving. If not, stick around. I do appreciate the 250 peso super thanks. Is that what this is? What is the difference? Super thanks, super sticker, whatever this is, man. I see different colors. I don't know half these things. This is what I'm saying when I say I'm a lazy YouTuber. Like, it's all the same, right? Just different color, maybe just different amounts, different currencies. I don't know. Let me go back to the question. We're talking about ranking the countries for money, right? Okay, let me find the comment again because that was an interesting question. There we go. What is the cost comparison Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam versus Cambodia? So when we're talking about cost comparison, let me at least give you some kind of baseline so you have an understanding. I'm going to share my cost experience of a single man that does not drink, does not smoke, does not pay for professional women of the nights, and that's it. But I do live mainly central areas, so in the center of the city or at least close to it. I do have air conditioning blasting most of the time. I do eat out regularly, once a day, once every like I'll say probably once a day. But when I do eat out, I don't go to luxury. I just mean like somewhere just to eat outside, mid-range restaurant, maybe even street food. But I do eat out. Cell phone transportation. I don't walk or take the bus. Usually, it's taxis or the back of motorbike on top of Grab. So keep that in mind. Central AC, eat out occasionally. Cafes that go like daily, right? So keep that in mind. Most expensive, the Philippines. Next, it would be Thailand, then Cambodia, sorry, then Vietnam, then Cambodia, the cheapest. So Philippines most expensive, Thailand is the second most expensive, then it's Vietnam, and then Cambodia. Overall, if we were to take my monthly cost of living and kind of like apply what I just said to it. However, let me say that there isn't a huge difference in my lifestyle and the price. So if the Philippines was the most expensive, I could probably live in the Philippines with my lifestyle as explained for about 1500 very comfortably. I might even have some money left over, right? So 1500 USD, get like a condo in IT Park or Ayala Business Center if you know Cebu, eat out regularly wherever I go and cafes and take Grab wherever I go. So there you go, 1500. I could do that easily. About 800 for my Airbnb. If I'm this is short term also, so keep that in mind. 800 bucks for a 1 month Airbnb, and then 100 for transportation, and the rest for miscellaneous and just food eating out. That's it. It's not that I don't do much. That's that. And then if I was in Thailand, you can reduce that to about 1200. So I could probably do the exact same thing, but better quality everything when it comes to um, experience. So whether it's in my apartment, the condo is gonna have better walls, better soundproofing, better security, better gym, better swimming pool, better infrastructure, better trash room, better no roach situation, better everything, near transportation. So and it'd be about 300 bucks cheaper all around. The food is going to be much more widely available, more diverse, more flavorful, more fresh. Internet, better connectivity, 5G everywhere, even on the beach. Cheaper phone plans. There's no comparison when it comes to value there. And Vietnam is the same thing as Thailand, pretty much. Although I do like Thai food better because Vietnam uses a lot of pork and everything. It's a bit fatty and a lot less flavorful. They do give you additional things on the side. They usually bring chili, fresh herbs, whatever. But when I cook it, still Thai food tastes easier for sure. Now Cambodia is probably around $1,000 for what I just explained, and closer to a feeling of the Philippines when it comes to infrastructure, daily living, accessibility, internet, and all that stuff. But that's just my experience in Phnom Penh. Obviously, not in Siem Reap or Angkor Wat is a touristy place, but just mainly in Phnom Penh. So that is it. I hope that helps somebody. But that's just my experience in the past couple of years and months, very recent times. Now, of course, but the cost of electricity going up in the Philippines, these numbers might even be a bit higher. I've not been there in about 11 months. Yeah. Often in the Philippines, you can ask a question, they'll answer yes when they don't understand what said. Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. I can't disagree. But I'd rather somebody say yes or no to me than just me having to still go on my phone and translate. Listen, language is not an issue for me. It's not gonna decide where I go. But some people, I'm saying, they have that as their main reason why they choose the Philippines. The good thing about the Philippines is that English speaking using Latin script, Thai and Lao, yeah, it's Indic. I don't even know if that's how you say it. A derived script is a script for Western to learn. Yeah, even in Vietnam, they use like the Latin combination of something, but it's not easy to like sound out. Nah, don't go to bars in Malaysia. Go to the Mamak and the Honker 24/7, sip tea, Tarek, and roti. Roti is good, so the Tarek tea. Where can I find your live stream schedule? Buddy, You can find it when I can find it because I don't know when I'm. But moving forward, it'll be around this time. So about 10 a.m. Philippines time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, somewhere around there. All right. So I can wake up slowly. Like if you guys see like the first minute of this video to now, my eyes have gone down a little bit, the puffiness because it's becoming lunchtime. Hey, speaking of which, the cost of comparison in all Southeast Asian countries are very similar. 1K on budget and 2K living well. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good analogy. I'd have to admit. Yellow is a super chat. Blue is the super sticker with no comment. Ah, thank you, sir. We have an expert here. Must be getting a lot of them yellow and super and green and blue chats, stickers and. But that's not. Yeah, yellow super chat. I got it. I got it. Because I see. But how come this super chat is yellow? Craig Houghton, thank you. I don't know if I thanked you. I'm sure I did. But there's no comment. But I see there's a space. Maybe he just didn't comment at all. Got it. So now I know. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that's it. We've reached our limits. Is this it? I think that's it, guys. That is it. It's a 2.5 hours. Mans is talking nonstop. I'm looking nice. I got this new razor somewhere in the bathroom. Thought I'd check that out. Trying to see what else I can share with you guys that's happening with me, except for just eating nonstop. That's it. If you guys have any last minute comments, please feel free to share them. If not, maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow around this time. You know? King Real Estate, I shall be on. Peace out, big head. See you next time. Thank you. It ain't easy. Thank God for Chang sitting next to me when we do live streams. Yeah. Same with me when Palm's here. She's working right now in the other room. But she used to do lives with me. It was a lot more fun. Anyhow, see you guys later. Thank you for everything. Comments, thanks, views, thumbs up, thumbs down, up, around. See you guys tomorrow on this side. Bye.